All right, guys, we're back. Today we have Jack Merrywell and Brandon Patrick. You guys already know Brandon. He's been on a couple times. One of the funniest dudes I know. And we got Jack Merrywell, is another very, very funny comic. He's been doing it for like 10 years. He's got his first album release coming out. The Decline and Fall of Jack Merrywell. February 14th. It's available everywhere. iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, all that stuff. Show this dude some support and listen to it, buy it, consume it however you can, and enjoy this episode, guys. This was a really fun conversation. I enjoyed meeting him. And hey, don't forget about Primordial Soup, the event that I'm putting on February 17th, you guys, at the Rhino in North Kansas City. Go to eventbrite.com. Just search Neandertalk and it'll come up. Get your tickets, $10. I mean, for the amazing performers that I have showing up, it's worth $10. It'd be awesome to see you guys out there too. Get a picture. I want to get a picture with you guys. I want to take a picture with everybody. What can I say? I love you guys. Here we go. Jack Merrywell. Go support this dude. Follow him on Facebook at Jack Merrywell. Listen to the album. All that good stuff. Brandon Patrick, follow him too. Don't forget about him. His 30 for 30 for 30. You can still get that album. It's hilarious. Without any further ado, here is this week's episode. I would tell you what number it is, but I don't know what number I'm on right now. I'm going to take a swig of this drink real quick.
Welcome to the Inner Talk Podcast. We'll no topic is off limits. Now here's your host, my daddy, Enjoy the Soul. Oh wait, one more thing for me. Thank you for coming to the Inner Talk Podcast. Boom, swat, boom.
3, 2, 1. Here we go. We're live. We're live.
Oh man,
Hey,
We're live. Right. Jack Merrywell.
Yes, that's right.
Brandon Patrick.
Brandon Patrick.
Everybody.
He actually goes by, his stage name is Jerk Merrywad.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You do look familiar. I've been to the Rhino a few times. I think I might have seen you up there.
Awesome. Yeah, I go up there fairly regularly.
I've been up. I've tried a couple times.
Yeah.
I'm not that good, but
Well, that's
I
fair.
get some laughs.
All right. Well,
That's all that counts.
that's something.
That's all that counts. He went. I think I saw you twice, and it was.
The first time was horrible.
No, it wasn't. You say that, but I've seen first times go horrible.
Really?
Yeah.
It's hard because I get up there with like shit in my mind. I'm like, all right, this is what I'm going to do. And then you get up there and you forget how bright the lights are. And then it just kind of, not stage fright, but it feels different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel like
Yeah.
I want to get up there and feel like I'm talking to my friends, but it feels and sounds a little bit different. So there's like a real comfort level that you got to get comfortable with.
You know what it is? It's like when you walk into a room and everyone shifts their focus to you,
Yeah.
and you have that moment of like, okay, That's stand up for me. Like every moment, it's like, okay, I have all their attention. I either have to keep it or lose it, and I 9 times out of 10 want to keep it. So it's like, all right, what can I say to corral these kids into?
Make sure they have a good time.
Yeah.
And invariably, you're just up there looking at the one guy who's just sitting there, arms crossed, like,
Yeah.
what? Huh?
Make me laugh.
Yeah,
I'm too
400
cool
people
for
around
this.
him laughing their asses off, and you're just like,
That's the guy you gravitate to?
oh, yeah.
Nah, fuck that guy.
Oh, dude, that was my dad during my album taping.
You had your dad there, huh?
My mom hosted
His mom
it.
introed him.
Yeah, my mom hosted it, and my dad was there.
Are your
And
parents pretty cool?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, we're cool, but
No, I know
they're
what you
not
mean.
they're not hip. They don't go out very often. They're just kind of staying.
Was that the first time they've been to one of your shows?
No. Sometimes when I open for Hughley, they'll come out, but they've never seen me headline. So they'll go for like the bigger shows, like DL's in town, they'll come out. Yeah, Cedric's in town, they'll come out. It's like Brandon's in town. All right, tell us how it went.
That's funny. Like I would be, I don't want to say so nervous, but I'd be pretty apprehensive to have my parents show up to something like that because it's comedy.
Yeah.
Especially when you're new, it's not dangerous, but you know how people are. They try to be as offensive or as dark or as off the walls as they can. I don't know. I don't know.
They brought friends with them too, so like, I only let 30 people in the building,
Right.
And then they brought like 6. And I was like, that's going to be a hard chunk to make laugh.
You did the 30 for 30 for 30.
Yeah.
So how important was that to have only 30 people there? Only 30 people, like.
It was the most important, and it was a logistical nightmare, and I would never do anything like it ever again.
Yeah, it sounds.
On a Wednesday night at 10:30.
Oh damn.
Yeah,
Brandon is a guy who, as soon as he has an idea that he kind of thinks is cool, his life is committed to it.
Right.
He's beyond impulsive.
Yeah.
And so he
good.
pitched this idea to us. He was like, "What if I did an album for 30 people?" And we're like, "You sure you don't want 200?" And he's like, "No, 30." And we were
30.
like, "All right, man." Like,
Not 31,
No.
not 29.
Dude, we were so, because I had like a sign-in sheet,
Mm-hmm.
and so we're sitting backstage, and the guy's like, "All right, we're at 29, or we're at 27, we're at 29, we're at, blah blah blah," and I was saving a seat for my girlfriend, and then he's like, "Hey, so and so came with 6 people," and I'm like, "Tell him to get lost." And he's like, "Yeah, he just wants the support." I'm like, "Yeah, but he can't." Like,
Where was it?
the Rhino.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a weird room to do 30 in.
How come?
Because
Does that feel empty?
ceilings, it doesn't feel empty, but it doesn't feel full.
Okay.
It's like, oh shit, we need.
you
I
need
think that-
70 in there to
that
really.
70?
Yeah. Because there's too much space in between the people,
Okay.
and it just any silence is like magnified.
And that the bar is through an open doorway.
Right.
Mhm.
So it's like it's a nightmare with the sound pickup where it's like if people are talking over there, it's like you kind of need to have it full to really make sure you're drowning that out. So
I
it's
gotcha.
like, oh boy,
I like the Rhino. It's pretty fun. I'm doing an event there.
yeah.
February 17th. I got Brandon's gonna perform. I got a couple, and then Aaron Scarborough. I don't know how to pronounce that last name.
Man, he's got the R in a weird
Scarborough or
place.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm doing a live podcast with Sean Edwards. He's the Fox 4 movie critic. And then I got 2 hip hop artists performing. 2 music acts, hip hop acts. Got Lucid Flows and Lou Rip, which they're phenomenal. They're really good. And then Chevin is performing, and he's dope. He just had a video and a song with Tech 9 a couple months ago.
Nice.
It's gonna be a really cool show.
Yeah.
And I'm worried about getting people there. That's like the first time I've ever done
Yeah.
something like this. So I'm like, I just hope I can get 30 people. That's kind of like my
Yeah.
goal.
Well, and you're doing it through Scarborough, right?
He's kind of helping me out. Yeah.
He's
He'll be
really good at
fine.
filling it.
He's
He's
so good at that.
fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
We just started a company, and he was like the first guy we were like, we need to get him involved, or it's gonna be stupid.
Yeah. You guys are doing the company together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your company?
It's called. You want to tell him?
Yeah, it's called Confident Squid.
Confident Squid.
Yep.
Okay.
And what we do is sort of bring together artists and graphic designers and recording artists and that sort of thing to provide any products that an independent artist might need, like whether it's posters, whether it's you want to record an album, we can get that booked. If you want to get the album art, we can get that done. Actually, my album that we've got right there is the first Confident Squid product.
Nice.
It's called The Decline and Fall of Jack Merrywell, and it's coming out February 14th.
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
It's available for pre-order right now, iTunes and Amazon, or on jackmerrywell.com if you want a physical copy. And February 13th, we're actually doing a show at the Rhino to promote it as well.
Oh, sweet.
It's the release party. We've got a bunch of great Kansas City comics on there. And if people want to come out to that before they come hit yours,
Are there a bunch of great Kansas City comics?
absolutely.
Are there?
It's surprising. Yeah.
Okay.
There's about 10.
Yeah.
There's about 10.
I'd go with that.
Okay.
And if you get
Yeah.
4 of them on a show,
That's pretty sweet.
it's like, oh, okay.
It's 40%
It's
of
like-
Kansas City.
Those guys are in town at the same time. Oh, okay. I have to see that show.
Okay.
And then there's like a number of guys that it's like, I will do anything to avoid that show.
Really?
There's a lot of shows that it's like, how?
I'm only familiar with, as far as the local scene goes, with the open mic at Rhino.
Mm-hmm.
and that's you get it's an open mic, so you
Yep.
get a lot of
It's a mixed bag.
that's a good way to put it. You get some funny people up there for sure, definitely some funny people,
Yeah.
but then you get other people up there, and it's
Any open mic's gonna be like that though.
for sure. It's fun. I mean, I
Yeah.
like it. I like watching people struggle up there. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, I like that uncomfortable awkwardness of someone up there bombing.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
I love it when someone is just so, I'm about to kill it. Like their first time, and they're like, I was actually born to do this. I've been doing stand up since I was a baby. Like, and then they go up there, and it's just, it's always awful. Like it's never gone. Not since Eddie Murphy has that person been like, I'm gonna kill, and then killed.
Yeah.
Yep. One of my favorite things I've seen recently with open mics actually was at the Rhino this past Wednesday, because you've been out a few times, and it's remarkable among comedy open mics, and there's always 20 or 30 people there that aren't comics that just want to watch comedy.
Right. It's pretty cool.
It's absurd, and there's a group of people that have only ever done open mic at the Rhino, so I don't think they're quite aware of what the reality is, where most open mics like, too tight.
Yeah.
And for the first time in a long time, the Rhino open mic this Wednesday had like almost no one, and it was just funny to watch like newer people go up and be like, oh no, like they just have no idea how to handle there's
a packed room.
An anti-packed room.
Oh, an anti-packed room.
There's 3 people in here that aren't on the list. Oh fuck.
Yeah, that is hard to do. Like I did it towards the end when there's only 5 or 6. It feels like it was probably maybe 10 or 12. One time I was hanging out with Brandon outside, and then they called my name up, and I didn't know.
Yep.
And that was a pretty packed time.
That was a good show.
There would have been a lot of people of me going up there, and I missed out and had to wait to go to the end with like 5 or 6 people. It was like the very last one to go on, but
Wow.
it's fun. Yeah, I took a dude up there, and he did this thing. Yeah, he did the I'm gonna kill. You're gonna laugh your dick off. Wait till you see this. I was like, all right, man, show me.
Yeah.
And so he goes up there, and I recorded his set, and it was so bad.
Yeah.
He knew it was kind of bad, and then he didn't know I recorded it. Then I sent it to him. He's like, "Ooh, like, yeah, man."
My first video was at the Looney Bin in Oklahoma City. First time I ever did stand up. We filmed it, and this is back when cameras. People forget that like 11 years ago, to bring a camera to an event wasn't just a phone. You had to bring like a shoulder mounted deal or
A handy cam
like
or
a
something.
handy cam. My buddy had like the shoulder mount with the, this little tapes, and so we're back there, and the owner's like, you can't bring a news camera in here, and it's, like, it's not a news camera, it's just a big camera. It's like they made independent films.
Okay.
And so we're filming my first set, and it's a first set,
It's bad.
But I've been on Facebook all day. I'm about to blow it up at the Looney Bin, like blah, blah, blah. And so we get home, and we're looking at the video, and we're just drinking, and we're miserable. We're like, this sucks. And so we're like, it's still out there, my first stand-up set, to sort of accentuate what I thought were the punchlines. We drop in like clip art.
Okay.
So like my grandpa's here, and then there's like a clip art of an old dude. I was talking about Superman. There's like clip art of Superman,
Right.
And it's like, this is when we did it. We're like, dude, this is the next level. And then we put it out, and everyone was like, yeah, just keep practicing.
yeah, just keep going after it.
Just if there's something you want to do,
You got your first one, Jack, on recording or anything?
No, I don't have it on recording. I remember it though. I mean, it went okay, but in my head it was like, oh yeah, I smashed that.
Really?
Like, because there were laughs in the room,
Right.
But like looking back on it, it's like, bro, like I stumbled across my set list from that night one time, like recently. I'm just looking through it, and I'm just like, just baffled. Like, what does this even mean? Like, what are these sentences?
I've done that. Like I try writing stuff. I can't go up on stage with a notebook or anything. I can't be.
Good.
I can't do that.
Good.
But I try to write stuff ahead of time. And so I write a whole, I've got all kinds of things. And then sometimes I'll come back to it and be like, what the fuck does this mean? I didn't write out the whole joke. I just wrote like a premise.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck was I thinking when I wrote, where was my brain going at this point?
When I get super high, I'll do that and I'll be like, oh, you nailed it. Last night I saw a freestanding toilet for the first time ever.
What's a freestanding toilet?
I know, exactly. You've never seen one before.
Never even heard of one.
Okay, so imagine a toilet in the middle of a room with no walls by it.
What kind of toilet? A commode? Like a regular?
like a white porcelain.
Okay.
Yeah. So this building that we were in, there was a toilet in the middle of the room. I was like, this is fucking weird. And it is a little bit weird. And it's not something you see ever. But it's also not 100% worth bringing someone to show them.
It wasn't like an unfinished bathroom?
No, it's totally finished.
That's how it was supposed to be?
That's how they wanted it.
Huh.
And I would bring people and they're like, oh, that is weird. What else? I was like, no, that's it. That's it. That's all I have.
Just a toilet in the middle of a room?
Yeah.
Well, and he was hitting me up on Facebook about this last night. And he forgot to attach a picture. So he's just like, yeah, you ever see a freestanding toilet? And that was the whole Facebook message. And I'm like,
where are you going with this?
What is that? My reaction was your first reaction, but then there was no follow-up.
Yeah.
He was just out of his mind, left it there.
20 minutes later that I was like, oh, also, here's the picture.
Was it like a unisex bathroom? Just go on?
Yeah, it's like a weird, like anyone can shower, take a bath here, take a shit. It was like a
Okay.
weird room, but
It's interesting, I guess.
I was with these comics I'd never met before. And so I like to get into shenanigans. So I'm like, I'll explore a building that we're in. Like, they're like, all right, the show's here. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm going to walk around the whole building. And they're like, okay, fine. So I'm like walking around and I'm like, dude, you got to see this. And they're like, should we be up here? And I'm like,
who cares?
Don't worry about that.
We're adults.
Come see it. And it's Scooby-Doo style. And they're like, is this it? At one point it was like I had a chick with me. She's a female comedian. And I brought her upstairs to this bathroom. And I like shut the door behind her. And she was like, so what now? And I was like, oh, no. No. I just, isn't that weird? And she's like, it's weird, but not as weird as this. I was like, oh, okay.
You're obsessed with this thing.
It's, yeah.
Well, and the true beauty of it is last night he was fucked up enough to be like, you know what? Everyone needs to hear about this.
Yep.
And then
right
now he's like, you know what? Everyone needs to hear about how no one needed to hear about this.
Right.
I loved it.
But you didn't take it. Oh, you did take a picture.
I got a couple pictures. I'll send them to you.
I can't wait.
Yeah, don't worry.
Oh, trust me, I'm not worried.
It's gonna. Well, you should be. If you went in this bathroom, you'd be worried.
If you brought me in there and shut the door behind you, I might be.
Oh man, if I would have
that was a bold move right there.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like a thought. It was just like I did it. And
Like an
like,
innocent type. Just,
yeah,
hey, check this out.
like,
Yeah.
Oh, wow, isn't it cool? And then I was like,
Oh shit.
okay.
What now?
And then we just smoked weed in there, and it was fine.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What was that moment of, oh, let me close this door? Like, why would that even be a thing you did?
Because we weren't supposed to be in that room 100%. So I'm like, let me just close the door so that if somebody's walking by, they don't see people just wandering into a building. They just assume that whatever's in there is what's supposed to be happening in there.
Smoking weed.
Yeah.
That's what bathrooms are for.
Yeah, we came out with the gigs.
Yeah. Jack, so you said you kind of used to smoke weed.
Yeah.
And it was hindering your comedy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I spent a couple years there where I was smoking daily, and I couldn't smoke a little. Like, if I started on a day, I was going until I was catatonic. Mm-hmm. And it's like, yeah, I was saying before the podcast, like, I probably had a year and a half where I wrote, like, 2 bits. Because I just would go to work, get home, get stoned, and do nothing. And occasionally go out on a gig and do a set. But, like, it was rough.
What made you, like, what was like the turning point where you're like, all right, I can't do this anymore. I have to stop smoking and start getting more in touch with my craft?
I don't know that there was a individual, like, single turning point as much as, like, I just slowly came to the realization that, like, hey, I'm doing the exact same 30 minutes that I was doing 2.5 years ago. And maybe I need to change some shit up. And I was drinking a lot too, and it was like I gotta, and I wasn't feeling good, and I was real heavy at the time, and it was just like, I'm not healthy, I'm not creative, I'm just kind of doing this day job and nothing else. And I was like, eventually I just got to a point where I was like, I gotta live clean for a little while, and it's helped a lot. I've written a ton, and I've been a lot better in basically every aspect of my life since then. I still will, occasionally drink, occasionally smoke up, but nothing like it used to be.
Huh.
I think I smoked with you the last time you smoked.
Yep. In up in Iowa.
Iowa.
Oh man, we had a gig up there.
Cedar Rapids is where they lived.
Cedar Falls.
They lived in Cedar Falls,
which is just a tiny town.
Mm-hmm.
It's a college town.
Yeah.
Those are fun.
But it's like a community college town. Like,
oh, well, that's a little different.
Yeah, it's like weird. There might be a college there.
It was like it's northern Iowa or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, not Iowa State, that's for sure.
I've been to northern Iowa. Maybe it was Dubuque. I think I was in Dubuque laying floors.
Dubuque's nice.
And it was a college town, I think. I don't know. It seemed like a young kind of. I don't know. There was a couple clubs we went out to, and it was filled with young people having fun. I thought they were in college, but
Dubuque's pretty hip.
Yeah, it seemed kind of cool for Iowa.
But we were.
This booker was like, "All right, you're gonna stay with us." It was this guy and his wife, and like he produced 2 of the shows, his wife produced the other, and it was like a Friday to Sunday or something like that.
Yeah.
And so we drive up to their house, and we're walking in, and we've been texting them for a while, like, "Hey, we're here." Not getting any response, so we just like go up and we just knock on the door, and no response for a while, and then eventually the door cracks, and they peek out, and the guy opens the door, and the first thing he says to us is, "You got a cop knock." Just a cloud of pot smoke comes out. Like, oh fuck. So like we go and do the first show, come back, and they're like, "Hey, you guys want to smoke?" And it's like, we're in for the night, fuck it, let's
party it up.
And I had already started losing a little bit of weight at this point, and also I hadn't smoked in probably 2 or 3 years.
Oh, dang.
And so my tolerance was nothing, but I had no reason to know my tolerance was nothing.
Like a baby giraffe.
Yeah.
Wobbly legs. Like
So I don't know how much I smoked, but I was blazing immediately. And we're just sitting in their living room. And I just remember having these moments where like they had like a window mounted air conditioner that my head was right by. So I can't hear shit.
Oh, it was on?
Yeah. It's running right in my head. And I'm just stoned as a motherfucker. And every once in a while, I would just slowly become aware that someone was talking in my direction. And I'd have to like lean forward out of the air conditioner sound to hear what they said and then respond, and then just lean back. And gosh, that was that house was one of the worst accommodations I've had
never
on the road.
been a less gracious house guest. I didn't appreciate 1 second of their hospitality.
Were they pretty hospitable?
Yeah, they were very nice.
Okay.
I just couldn't have cared less.
There was a couple of misunderstandings.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So I'm vegan as well.
Oh jeez.
And one of the things they offered as like part of the compensation package was, we'll cook for you. And I before we got to the gig, we'd gone to the store and I'd gotten some shit for me to eat because I didn't want to impose.
Right.
And so she was like, let me start cooking stuff. And I was like, I've got it. I'm vegan. Don't worry yourself. But like I guess she felt bad, and she was like, no, let me try to find something. And, bless her heart, but I mean, she put together
her solution.
This salad that was like lettuce or cabbage or something.
Cabbage?
I think it was cabbage.
Oh my God, it's coleslaw.
Like quartered tomatoes and straight vinegar.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the fuck? You're from Iowa. You should know how to make a salad.
And I am just stoned out of my mind. And so as I'm watching her make it, I'm not sure that she's doing it for me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just kind of like, I hope she just felt like a salad. I hope that's what this is. And then eventually she comes over with plates for everyone. I'm like, oh no. I'm looking at this, and it doesn't even occur to me to say no thanks because I'm just too stoned to even like feel that I have that much power in the social situation. And so I'm just sitting here struggling through this thing, and it's awful. And eventually, she like leaves the room, and Brandon turns around and just throws his away, and I was like, I could do that? No! Oh my god, I could have done that the whole time.
I threw like a whole plate away.
Did she eat it?
Yeah.
Dude, and then
The
she
chicken?
made me buffalo wings. So okay.
Hard to fuck those up.
Right?
Oh, but she
Right?
found a way.
She sure did. So these were like frozen Tyson Anytizers, even harder to fuck up.
Right.
So she's cooking them on a rotating pizza cooker. So this is a thing that
A rotating pizza cooker.
yeah.
I'm not mad at it.
This only has, of the whole circle, only ever 25% is being heated directly.
Okay. Oh.
And it's only enough to like cook cheese.
Yeah, like it's the temperature of the heating element is not the internal temperature you need to bring chicken to.
Yeah.
Or
Like-
pizza. Pizza's supposed to be cooked at a hot temperature.
Well, it's a pizza reheater.
Yeah. So like,
This
like
is
the
not
pizza's already been cooked.
This is
What the
not.
fuck's a pizza reheater? Oh
Yeah,
my god.
It's a weird device.
It's like you've put your pizza in the fridge, pop it on here, and it'll melt the cheese again.
Somebody
And
bought
she's
that,
trying to
huh?
cook pizza or chicken wings
Chicken
from
wings
raw.
on it.
Jeez.
And she was like,
Iowa.
she's like, how many do you want? And I was like, of those? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, none. I'll have 0 of those. And then like the conversation was getting weird, and I was like, we were passing these joints around. I was like, how many more joints do you think we'll have in the course of the night? And they're like, probably 3 or 4. And they were like pre-rolled, and I was like, really? And they're like, yeah. And so I just took 2 and I went downstairs.
He
Peace, I'm
abandoned
out.
me.
Yeah. He didn't come back for like another hour.
Yeah, they kept me hostage.
Yeah.
The guy kept trying to get me to tell him the first long joke I ever wrote.
And
And
Is this a
I'm-
real comedy nerd and just wanted to talk shop with you or what?
He did, and it's like it was kind of a weird direction to take the conversation. Just made all the more impassable by how stoned I was. Where I was like, I can't focus on. I couldn't name colors if you quizzed me right now. You're trying to make me remember a bit I did 7 years ago. Ugh.
Your first long joke, huh?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like,
He was probably like that open mic guy that just knew he was gonna slay it. That I was like, I have got the greatest question for comics when they come over.
Dude, and the next day.
You want some more water, man?
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Thank you. The next day he like cornered me and got me to like tell him the joke.
perform the bit.
He had me perform the bit for him on his
Can't believe
couch.
you're doing all this for him.
Well, I mean,
Dude, he was so accommodating. He was like, anything they would ask, Jack was like, okay, I can figure out a way to do. And I was
You were
like,
raised right.
yeah.
I could not be
You were
less.
raised like an animal.
Yeah, I was like, perform a bit? No, you'll pay me tonight to do that.
Yeah.
Like,
But like he heard it and he liked it, and it was like, oh, you should do that tonight. And
Oh,
I was
wow.
like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
And like the rest of the gig, he would just be like, hey, you forgot the. And it's like, no, I didn't forget it.
yeah, man.
It's just
You
not
would think
in the set
someone
anymore,
that's
dude.
putting on comedy shows would have a little more
That's what
sense
you'd
than
think.
that. You would think that, but again, it's Iowa,
Dude, it's northern,
northern Iowa. God, dog, those are just
northeastern Iowa.
Something like I don't know.
they're kind of probably still stuck in like the late '90s.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can
They
see
had
that.
malls.
They have malls that are being used.
Well,
Ish.
Yeah.
oh, man. So that mall. Okay, we went to a place called Hoo Hot, which is
I've
like,
heard of Hoo Hut. It's like
Yeah.
a Mongolian
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
type
yeah.
place.
I was too stoned to even approach figuring out this concept.
Northern Iowa's got good weed, huh?
This dude did.
Yeah.
I don't know how the rest of the situation.
Yeah.
This guy was killing it. And so, like, above the food, they've got kind of like, oh, you can try these recipes. Because you
Gotcha.
basically get a bowl, and you just put your shit in the bowl, and then you bring it to the cook, and then he throws it on the grill. Dude, I could not have figured it out at all. I'm, like, putting shit in the bowl. I'm like, oh, they got raw eggs. And Jack's like, don't fucking put eggs in there unless you know you want eggs. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, no, dude, they got raw eggs. Like, let's see what happens.
Yeah, you just get stoned and you start seeing shit. Oh, this
Yeah.
sounds good. That sounds good. Let's put it all together. Yeah.
Dude, it's like unlimited lobster and crabs. Like, oh, man, I'm putting that in there. And I'm
Dang.
putting that. And it's like, Everything
I would have
was-
had just a bowl of that.
It was just inedible. I just kept making like inedible fucking creations, and they're free.
Oh,
You
you can
get,
keep
like-
going back and making
Yeah,
them.
you keep going
Oh,
back.
I
It's all you can
gotcha.
eat, and that's a mistake.
Yeah,
I think my favorite part of that gig was the sleeping situation. I
It's funny,
ended up
they just had a house. They just said, "Hey, come stay at our comedy house." Huh?
So yeah, so we were in the basement, and as we're walking down for the first time, Brandon's leading me down the stairs, and he turns around and he goes, "Do you smell black mold?" I was like, "Yes, I do. Yes, I do."
Oh, gross.
So we get downstairs and there's 2 beds. One is like a big like full size like bed,
Mhm.
and the other is just twin mattress on the floor. And I'm immediately like, that one's mine. Look at the big one. I call it, and he's like, "Ah, fuck." And so we go over, and at this point, I'm still probably 330 pounds.
Wow.
yeah.
And
He's a big boy.
I go to put my shit on the bed, and immediately realize it's an air mattress.
Oh.
And I'm like, "Oh, this might not work out." And Brandon, seeing it's an air mattress, is like, "Oh, you already called it." And I was like, "Ah, fuck." So I've got this air mattress, and so Brandon won the bed
Yeah.
situation
Were there
until-
any winners?
until later that night. We're trying to get to sleep, and I hear one of the funniest things I've ever heard. I'm sitting here making this bed into a U shape with my weight,
Sure.
and I'm just like, God, I can't believe I lost the bed situation.
You can hear the air hissing.
And then all of a sudden, like we're quieting down. It's been like 20 minutes since anyone said anything, and then Brandon goes, "Hey Jack," and I was like, "What?" And he goes, "I'm gonna say there's too many spiders over here."
Oh. Whoa.
Yeah, dude. I was covered in spider bites the next day.
Whoa.
Yeah,
So I did win.
yeah. It was
All around.
horrible.
Oh,
Horrible.
I wonder if anybody is telling these people about their experiences when staying at this place.
I don't
Like,
think
if they keep
they've-
having comics over, you'd think eventually some of them might just be like, "Hey," word would get around. Like, "Hey, maybe not
I
stay."
think the word certainly got around. I just don't think it ever got back to them. Like,
I would tell them, like, "Look, guys, I like being here. You guys have good weed and are generous with it, but this bed situation's got to be figured out."
it was like his kid's room too.
Ugh,
was it? Oh yeah, I guess it was.
Yeah, it was like his kid's room. It's like
this kid's
yeah,
just getting eaten by spiders all.
just getting that kid's Peter Parker.
Ah,
He better be. There's no other acceptable answer than that kid's got superpowers now.
Yeah. God, that was nuts. Those shows were good though. They're fun crowds.
2 of them.
That's fair.
I almost got that guy killed, and I almost got myself killed.
going into a small town and
So I like to walk around before a show. You know, like walk around a venue, like just explore the space, get to know the people, see what's going on.
okay,
But only for like an hour. Like,
an hour
right.
before you go up.
yeah, like
Okay,
I'll walk around right before I'll perform. And then I'll
Okay.
just walk in and perform.
okay.
That's what I love. I love just walking in and walking on stage. Like, I don't like to hang out. So I was walking around this campus. They've got a beautiful campus. And I was walking around having a great time. Found this Indian restaurant. I was like, oh, okay, I love Indian food. So I got some Indian food. And for some reason on this night, not because of like merit or performance or anything, just because this dude was a weird booker, he was like, we're going to switch it. And you're going to headline tonight. Like in the car on the way to the gig, he decided that.
Okay.
And we're like, okay. So now I've got all this time to walk around and like explore the city. And I'm eating this Indian food. And I've never before immediately gotten sick. But like I immediately, like my body was like, we got to get this the fuck out. And we got to get this out right now.
Oh yeah.
And then it was like, coming to the stage. I was like, hey, dude,
Yeah.
I'm going to do 25 minutes. And at 25 minutes, you need to light me so I can get off the stage. Because I don't know that I can hold it for much longer.
I can't believe you went up there to begin with.
Well,
When you hear that, when you got that bubbly going and you know it's coming, I'm
comics have a way of like putting sick off for like just enough to perform.
Yeah.
It's like an amazing skill that we can just lock it in for like an hour. And then it's like, you know,
Falls
like
apart.
right now I'm on mushrooms and I'm feeling them. And I'm like, you have to power through and not be visibly on mushrooms or you'll ruin everyone's night.
getting a
Okay.
little A little loose in the legs.
Yeah, kind of feeling it. But
Nice.
it's like, okay, you got to maintain. You can't focus on this or you'll start masturbating. And that's not, that's not what anyone wants.
I'll point the cameras up so people don't see it. It'll be fine.
So I'm feeling bad. I did probably 45 minutes that night. And it's because he's like, oh, you're just doing well. I didn't want to light you.
Wow, this
It's
guy's
like,
the worst.
No, man. Like, I didn't want to do that time. Like, dude, he just didn't get it. He just didn't get it. And I think he's out of comedy now.
I think so.
Or comedy's out of him. One or the other.
But he was just like the booker and the. Okay.
Yeah, but he just didn't.
Well, he went up as well. He was a comic.
Oh, he was a comic
that's
too.
Yeah.
right.
Was he funny?
No.
No.
I gave him a joke that to this day, I'm like, that was like the best joke ever. And he didn't even get it.
But did he try it?
No. He had this long bit about bathing his son and like seeing his son's penis and like his son seeing his penis and he's like, Dad, stepdad's dick is bigger than your dick, and like it's like this weird.
No, it was the other way around.
Oh no, his dick was bigger than the stepdad's dick, and so that he was like, oh, well, I've at least got that over my ex-wife, and it's like, that's nothing, man. It doesn't mean anything.
And
I
there's
call bullshit on that story.
Yeah, and
I don't think that conversation ever happened with this kid. I think he made it up.
and there's a point in the conversation where it's his kid looks at him and goes, "How come your thing is bigger than my thing?" And then that just trailed off and didn't go anywhere.
yeah.
And Brandon gave him.
I gave him this. He's like, Dad, why is your penis different than my penis? And it's like, well, son, because yours isn't hard.
That's great.
That's all you need.
It is.
That turned a 4-minute ramble into a 30-second bit.
Yeah.
And he just was like, I don't think that would be.
I don't think that would ever work. And it's like, dude, are you kidding me?
You should have performed it in front of him just to
Dude.
show him that it worked. That's hilarious.
Right?
I like it.
Dude, every time I think of that bit, I'm like, I wasted it on that fucking guy. Just never.
Well, he's not going to use it, so you can. I guess you really can't use it. I got a
can't use
kid.
it
I can
either.
use it. I got a kid.
There you go.
I just stole it.
There it is.
I mean, use it next time I go up to Rhino.
There it
There you
is.
go.
This Wednesday night, everybody, 8 p.m.,
Ooh.
Rhino, North Kansas City. Come watch at least me. Maybe you guys will be there. I don't know.
Am I in town? I'm in town.
I think this Wednesday there's no open mic.
No.
Next Wednesday then.
Why not this week? We got something going on.
Super Bowl.
That's Sunday, though.
Yeah, I think it's a band in town or something.
Okay.
That was booked.
You guys, I guess there's another place, too.
Barrel of the Bottoms?
Barrel of the Bottoms?
Mm-hmm.
You guys go to that place?
Yeah.
I was there
a few
last
times,
night.
yeah.
That was where I was last night. That's
Okay.
that weird bathroom situation.
Oh, that's where the situation
Yeah.
is. What's that place all about? I've heard a couple people talk about it. It seems kind of cool.
Podcast studio.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, but they've got like a.
Got a very small venue where they do like little house shows, and they've
Mhm.
got a podcast studio, and then I think comics can just like pay rent to have an office space to go and work shit out and have access to the stage in off hours, and it's a really cool setup.
The idea of it sounds kind of cool.
Yeah. The building kind of got on them though, because they were having shows with like 75, 80 people coming out to this fourth floor of this warehouse space, and they were like, you can't have this many people going through the building, and so now they've got to like cap it at 25, and it's kind
Oh.
of gone down.
That's
but
kind of a bummer.
yeah,
Why would too many people be an issue?
there's just a lot of stuff in that building. Like every
At night?
every room is someone else's different like studio, like an art studio or whatever, and
okay.
so
I need to check
don't-
that. I need to go down there and check that place out.
I don't know if someone was like violating the space in any way or something, but
Hmm.
I just think everyone was like kind of nervous about having that many people.
They've got an open mic on Tuesdays there. That's it's kind of an interesting one where it's like you don't bring any prepared material. You just draw topics out of a hat
Okay.
and just riff on whatever you drew. It's called, what is it called?
Comedy Nut.
Jake Redpath runs it. It's an interesting
Kind of like
concept
a.
show.
That sounds kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of takes you off the hook.
Yeah.
A little bit,
That's
if you don't
right.
have any, if you don't know how to prepare material, or if you're kind of new, it seems like a good crutch to have.
Yeah.
And then you can also learn
Yeah,
and build
teaches
material
you how
on
to
that.
riff, and
That's what I think I'm better at. I'm not good at writing bits and writing stories yet. I think there's definitely a skill set involved with that I'm trying to work on. But I'm more like quick, witty, funny type shit. Like I can make people laugh just during conversation, but to actually write out a whole, that takes some talent.
Yeah, no, I tell people all the time. It's like you can't. If you think you can do it, just try.
Just try. It's hard. It's one thing to be funny, but it's one funny to perform a funny 5, 10, 20 minutes, whatever.
You'll very quickly find out, like, oh, there's a degree of skill involved.
Yeah, this is not what I thought. This is not just cracking my friends up with dick jokes.
Like it's like learning a different language. Like the whole context of how people laugh is subtly different. Where it's like you have to completely learn. Like you have to get new instincts for this will make people laugh.
How to prepare a story. Like I tell a lot of stories, so my bits are like, his bits are like 2-3 minutes. My bits are like, my shortest bit is like 7 minutes long.
Damn.
So it's like, you have to learn how to keep someone's attention through that, and it's an art, you know. It's like you watch a good movie and you're like, I could do that. And it's like, no, you couldn't. You don't even know the first thing that went behind. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like a movie like The Avengers looks so natural. You're like, oh, okay. But it's like, no, dude, you could never hope.
I think really good professionals, no matter what craft it might be, they give people that perception that it's super easy to do because they're so good at it. Mm-hmm. Like I've fallen in that trap before. Like, oh, I can do that. Look at this guy. Just makes it look so easy. Golf can't be that hard.
Right. Tiger
Woods is a human being.
Yeah.
He twists and twerks his body just like any other human can do. Why can't I do what he does?
Dude, and golf is so boring to watch until you go try to play it.
It's still boring to watch.
Well, that's fair, but you get an appreciation. Like when you see how hard it is to get it close to the hole,
right?
And you see how consistently they get it close to the hole, you're like, the fuck did this guy just do? Like the worst guy on the PGA Tour, you're like, that's inhuman.
Oh, even like low level. Like my brother is really good at golf, and he worked at a golf store, but that was it. He didn't do any tournaments or anything, and I would go out with him, and it would just, he'd drive it like 350, 40 yards straight as an arrow. Like, it's like, damn, we got the same genetics, and I'm slicing it 250 yards off that way. Like, how? It's a weird sport, man. It's a stupid sport.
Dude, I got this video on my phone of this weird, like, bowling sport. I'll show you. And it's like, this guy's so good at it. But it's like, dude, whenever you see someone that's really good at something, like you said, they make it look effortless.
Yeah.
You know? Miles Davis and jazz, you're like, oh, he's playing like 10 notes tops. I could do that. And it's like, okay, that's hard.
Yeah, you're a big jazz man.
Yeah.
I've been getting into a little bit here and there. I've been going to 18th and Vine area and checking out some live stuff. It's fun, man. I love doing
atmosphere.
That. Mm-hmm.
It's a good atmosphere. Get nice, get all dressed up, and
I don't do that for anything.
Well,
I don't know how to dress up.
I'll teach you. Kohl's.
I do go to Kohl's, but I like. I got my old throwback soccer jersey on. I had a Beastie Boys screen print shirt earlier on today. That I got from Kohl's. Like they got awesome. I like their T-shirts from Kohl's. But you get like is that where you get all your suits for because when you perform you dress up nice.
Those are made.
Oh shit.
I mean, not made. I mean, some of them are made, but Kohl's is like the least acceptable suit I'll wear.
Okay. What do you wear, Jack? Just wherever you want, or do you have to?
Yeah, for the most part, just kind of t-shirt and jeans, that sort of thing. I've been starting to venture into wearing suits on stage a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's been going well.
It's yeah.
Have you noticed a difference?
No, but I don't hate it. Like it's kind of a thing. We've been doing these vineyards together, like wineries, and I've been wearing suits to those shows, and it's like
that makes sense.
Kind of like the aesthetic of it.
Yeah.
And I might start branching out into a little bit more, but yeah, I'd say my average is just like a band t-shirt and jeans. Yeah.
That's my style right there.
Yeah, it's easier to wear a suit. You know?
It's easier to wear a suit?
Yeah.
How so? Seems way more difficult.
It just, to me.
And if you bomb, do you want to bomb wearing a suit?
Well, you don't bomb.
Yeah.
That's
That's the
first thing
secret.
is you don't bomb.
Come on, you bomb every now and then, don't
I
you?
bomb my dick off. I bombed the day after my birthday at the Michael Blackson show. I bombed so hard they were gonna fire me. Like no laughs for like 20 minutes. Like just booze. Got booed off stage that night. Fucking brutal.
What's that like?
Not great, man. Not great.
I know it's not great, but like, what does that do to your soul? Do you feel that? You're like,
Oh yeah.
what do you do? Like, go back home and start writing, or do you second guess everything? Or
I took a month off. I didn't do any stand up. I was like, I think I could put this behind me, and then I couldn't. And now I'm back. But no, getting booed is like a.
I love it.
I got booed 4 times in 2 nights by 300 plus people.
Wow.
Dude, I got booed probably 3 times, but like, the human psyche is not built for public speaking on any level. Like,
right.
We're not built to get any sort of immediate validation, and certainly not that many times. You know, like you have like 20 laughs in a night. You're not built for that. So the elevation in your psyche is like fucking massive. But then the destruction it can do when someone's booing you is like,
boo this man.
It started in the back left, man.
He remembers.
You just feel it. I'll tell you a crazy story about a show going as wrong as it can go. I got booked to perform at the worst place for comedy, which is between bands at a thrash metal club.
Yeah, that sounds horrible.
Dude, it was terrible. So I get booked by this guy named Steve, who's like the manager. I show up to perform. I show up to check in, and Steve's not there because apparently he's the day manager. So I find the night manager. I go, hey, I'm Jack. I'm the comedian. And he looks at me. He just goes, you're a comedian?
Oh, he didn't
Good
know.
for you. I was like, no, Steve booked me to perform. And, he goes, oh, fuck. All right, I guess I'll let you go up. Which is not what you want to hear from the person you hope pays you later.
Right.
And so the first band goes up, and it's like hard, fast metal. And packed crowd. The room is just full. There's like a bar and a stage, and then 600 people.
Wow.
Just shoulder to shoulder.
Damn. Sounds like a good show.
Oh, it was that band killed it.
Yeah.
And so did the other band. That fucking act they booked in the middle, though. So
That's such a weird.
Dude, it's crazy. And so the first band ends, and they start loading their shit out. The headliner band starts loading their shit on stage. And as they're doing that, I realize there's no room on stage. And I have my first inkling of something going wrong, which is when I ask myself, am I about to have to do stand-up from inside this mosh pit?
Right.
And I was.
Damn.
So, because I just couldn't go on stage. So, the way I started my set was the night manager walks up to me with a wireless mic. He hands it to me. He goes, there you go. No intro.
Nothing?
No, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a comedian.
Nobody's expecting
Here you
it.
go. So I just start wandering into this crowd, just doing like the most like, hey guys, it's great to be here. And nobody knows comedy's about to be done to them. And which is what it was. It was happening to them.
Right.
And like as far as anyone in the crowd was concerned, a homeless guy got his hands on a microphone. Like people were looking at me.
Looking around. Who gave
like,
this guy a mic? Yeah.
Why is security not tackling him yet? And so I find like a tiny open space where I can just kind of camp and just be like, so elevators are weird or, whatever my act is at that time. And for the most part, the crowd is ignoring me, which fair enough. There's no reason for this to be happening. But eventually a couple people like off to the side realize that I'm a comedian and they decide to start heckling the shit out of me. So I do a joke and they're like, fuck you. And I'm like, and normally I would address that. But I'm pretty sure the entire rest of the room agrees.
We're thinking.
So
yeah.
I'm just trying to plow through my shit.
Run out the clock.
So, yep. I do another joke, get off the stage, which was not fair because I was never close to the stage.
Right.
So come on. And then eventually this one girl off to my right just yells out, bring down the hammer. And I was like, well, that's nice. I got one on my side, I'll take what I can get.
Right.
Do another joke. Fuck you. Bring down the hammer. And I'm like, you know what? She's right. I'm going to bring down the hammer on these hecklers.
That's right.
So I like turn to them. I'm like, how dare you yell at a performer, man? I'm just trying to get through my shit. This is my job.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole crowd turned to me. Many of them for the very first time.
Mm-hmm.
And just as one, they're like, fuck you.
Oh, shit.
And I had to leave. Like, all right, that's my time. And I like make my way off to the side of the stage, give the microphone back to the night manager, who like leaps onto the stage because the headliners are ready. And he goes, all right, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for your headliner? They're freaking out. He goes, all right, please welcome the Hammer.
Oh, nice.
I'm like, oh, that bitch wasn't even on my side. She just was yelling the catchphrase of the band she'd rather be hearing.
That's funny. Well, at least you weren't at a comedy gig and getting destroyed.
Yeah,
I think
true.
that would do a little bit something more to your psyche than just a random.
Oh, that was awful, though. That was just because it was a wall of indifference replaced with a wall of pure hate.
Right.
Just all at once.
It's a tough crowd.
Oh, man.
I've been to, a few months ago, I went to a local heavy metal band or show, and it was at like a real DIY type, almost an abandoned place, but just good enough to have electricity and people in there.
Mm-hmm.
And it is, I mean, those people are something else, man. I was, I when I was a young man, I would get in mosh pits and go to some local show, not like speed metal or anything like that. Like the hardest I went was like Rage Against the Machine type shit. But these guys at like these punk shows and these thrash metal shows, I mean, you got dudes wearing the big black boots and the jeans and the flannel, and they do this weird thing where they like you remember the Bushwhackers, WWF, the Bushwhackers? They did their arms back and forth. Well, like these guys will do that, but they'll stomp across the room, like stomp, dun dun dun, dun dun dun, and then run into each other. It's a weird atmosphere, man.
Holy shit!
It's not like a typical mosh pit like I'm used to or was used to like in the '90s and early 2000s. But these kids are they do this weird like stomping thing, just back and forth. They don't care who's around them. They just do it like blindly.
Jeez.
It's weird.
As a musician, you look at that and it's like, I don't even have a concept of how this relates to any of what I know.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy that this is so big that this could also exist. Like, and I hate this.
Yeah, music's so weird with the different genres and the type of people that it brings, and the type of or the way people groove or feel the music or how they act when they're feeling it. Like the guys stomping across, or you get put your hands in the air and they're waving them side to side at a hip hop. Like there's always it's just weird to see the different way listeners to live music act.
Metal like that, it's like you can't even enjoy this passively. Like you can't just listen to this and like have it also be going on. Like this has to be what you're doing, like
this
jazz.
is your evening.
Yeah.
This
you can put
can't
jazz
be
on. Jazz is a backdrop. It can be like, okay, this is accentuating our night.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
that's not what happens while you're cooking dinner for someone.
Right.
Yes.
This music costs $20. You have to find parking to experience this.
Yeah, you got to go. Yeah, you can't cook. Oh, that'd be funny.
Can you imagine like a cooking show where they just got
yeah, a little bit of oregano, babe.
Yeah. Pass the rosemary.
Yeah.
Remove the giblets and then just let the body hit the floor.
There you go. Nice. Like what kind of food does that bring out? If you're like freestyling, you got you got all kinds of food, and just like, what are we making tonight? I don't know. Let's play the playlist of heavy metal and see what we come up with.
Oh fuck! The spirits caught me, and I diced this steak.
I love it. I love how weird people are, though.
Yeah.
It's amazing the situations people try to bring comedy into, like that metal show.
That's weird. That is weird.
Dude, the weirdest one I ever had.
What was Steve thinking?
I don't know.
It's because people like two things, and they think those two things should join.
Yep.
And it's like
they got it wrong. They need to do
together.
Yeah. You got to do what I'm doing, and you got to do 3 different things.
Well, it's like, dude, you can enjoy as many things as you want, but you don't have to mix them.
Right.
I love chocolate, and I also love steak, but I'm not.
Having chocolate steak, ooh.
I would never.
Yeah, it's not a good pairing. Certain
Yeah.
things pair well together.
Yeah.
Steak and wine.
I'll tell you the weirdest situation I got put into comedically.
It wasn't that?
It was not that.
Oh, shit.
This is weird. This was less evil,
Okay.
but weirder. And so there's a website called Gig Salad, which Brandon's noise just sums it up.
What the hell's gig salad?
So basically, you sign up, and if somebody wants a comedian,
okay.
they can say, "Oh, I want a comedian in Kansas City," and then all the comedians that are hooked into the network get a ping, and you say, "Oh, I'll do that for this much money," and then they pick somebody that they want for it. It's like a platform to connect.
Okay. Sounds like a good
performers.
idea.
Yeah, I mean it can
On paper.
Certainly sounds that
but
way.
then but then there's these crazy things, and the thing about Gig Salad
there's no
is
vetting.
there's no vetting, and if I'm available on a day, I'll never just say no to a gig that sounds awful. What I'll do is I'll scale my bid monetarily to
Right.
how much I don't want to do this shit.
Okay, that makes sense.
So
Make it worth your time.
I get this one come across that says we need someone to judge. It's a retirement party, and we need someone to judge a cardboard boat race and do a stand-up comedy set. And so I was like, well, that sounds like the worst thing ever. And like they always tell you like how much time they're booking you for, and it was like a 6-hour window. And I was like, well, this sounds insane. So I just put an exorbitant amount of money, and I was like, never happen. And then like 2 days later, I get an email. Hey, congratulations. You booked this retirement party. I'm like, oh, tight. And now the reality setting in that it's like, oh, I have to go do this for a work day.
Right.
And the lady that booked it emails me, and she's like, so it's a retirement party, and it's, all his like family is going to be there. And we're going to do this thing where he's Scottish. Like that's his like nationality.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're doing this whole thing where it's like a slideshow where we're pretending that this whole time he was really a Scottish spy and not a banker. And at the end of the slideshow, you come in and you're a recruiter for the Scottish organization thing. And so I was like, all right, I'm not doing an accent. Like that's what I said. And they didn't ask me to, but I was just like, and they're like, okay.
Yeah.
So like, and then basically they were gonna make cardboard boats and race them. And when I hear, and then I have to go to do a set at whatever this venue is gonna be. And I'm thinking like, like a foot, like make a little cardboard boat. And so I show up, and they're, oh, the comedian's here, and well, first I pull up and it's a house, and I was like, this can't be right.
Right.
Let me go knock on the door to confirm this isn't right. And I knock on the door, and they're like, hey, it's the comedian. I was like, oh no.
Oh shit.
So I walk in, and there are 9 people, and the guy that's retiring is one of the younger ones. Like there's 2 40-year-olds that are probably kids, and then everyone else is 65 plus up to like the grandma who's got to be pushing triple digits.
Dang.
And so I'm like, okay, let's go downstairs and let's put these boats together, because they divided into teams to build their boats. And I'm like, but the thing that really made it insane was, like I said, I was thinking, making a little boat and we're racing down like a stream or whatever.
Okay.
They were making boats they could ride in.
That's what I was thinking in my head when you said that.
And it's like, what? You're trying to make a canoe out of cardboard? And I'm just like, one team kind of had the idea, because they were trying to make like a dugout kind of canoe. The other team was way off the rails. They were trying to make like a replica of a steamboat. Like they cut out like they were gluing it together to make it look like a boat. And it's like, those are made out of steel, not cardboard.
Right.
But then like, as we're like halfway through this shit.
So they weren't even built yet? You were there watching?
No, I was like, they were having me heckle them.
Okay.
And like be like, hey, this over here looks like they're making the Titanic, just
Okay.
like whatever. Just making fun of them as they try to put these boats together. It was
For
like
just the 9 people or 11 people or whatever it is?
yeah, it was like 9 people, 2 teams.
Oh my God, that is weird.
Each team had one of the 40-year-olds, so somebody could ride the boat without having a heart attack.
Wait, they're in the boats?
They were gonna get in the boats, yeah.
Dude, the scale of this.
Dude, it's insane.
On a lake?
Well, that's the mystery, because it's just a house in a suburban neighborhood.
Okay.
And I'm like, because I figured there'd be like a stream in the woods or something where they could put these little boats in. But I'm like, where is there a body of water big enough to race boats that are human sized?
Right.
What they did was they live in Kansas City. They had rented a room in the nearest Marriott.
Okay. Oh no.
So that they had a key to get access to the pool.
The public pool, like where every
At a Marriott hotel.
Okay.
Like there, yeah, that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like any customer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So they're like, okay, we got these cardboard boats. Let's load them in the SUV, and we're gonna drive to the Marriott.
What the fuck?
So we drive to this hotel.
These people got some money.
Dude, they get in. Nobody's staying in the hotel. They just got it for the pool. We go in the pool deck. There's people. There's dads teaching their kids to swim, and the person who's running the party is like, could you we need to use the pool.
Race.
We have a race to run.
Yeah.
And so like they set these pool they get these kids out. There's kids crying because pool time's over.
Right.
Like, and so these two 40-year-old people climb into these boats to race. And I say race, but really, I guess there was a winner because there
were no winners in this thing.
The canoe went to the bottom at an angle, and the tugboat just went straight down. So I guess the canoe won. So, you guys won. Yay. Pick these soggy pieces of cardboard out of the pool. The production to get to the pool, 1.5 to 2 hours. The race, 45 seconds. Neither one was successful at getting to the other end of the pool. Pull this soggy cardboard out. I'm sure they left a bunch of cardboard in the pool that just ruined the filters. We leave. We go back to their house with soggy cardboard in the back of their car. And then they go, all right, it's time for the show. I'm like, oh, what? Oh, you mean in the living room? So I just did stand up to 9 60-year-olds.
In a living room.
In a living room, no mic, just standing by the mantelpiece. Grandma's in what is obviously her chair. Like, it's just like, so guys, what do you think of weed? You guys like weed?
That is strange.
That was
Cardboard
nuts.
boats.
Where do they get that idea? I mean, I'm sure they've seen it on some kind of home show.
I have no idea.
TLC network or some shit like that.
What would possess you? I think my favorite part of the whole thing is after a gig on Gig Salad, they're asked to rate you. Ooh. And it's like a 5-star rating in like 5 different categories, like how good were they, how prompt, how professional, da 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 da. And I got 4.8 stars, which awesome.
It's pretty great.
And I was looking at the breakdown, and they gave me 5 stars in everything except fairly priced.
Oh, that's funny. But they hired you.
Yeah.
Huh. I mean, at least you got paid what you wanted to pay.
Hey, you know.
Wayne Brady did that.
Did what? Cardboard race?
No. Never in his life. They tried to get him to do like a corporate gig for Sprint, and he was like, I don't want to do that. In Kansas City? No, I don't want to do that. And so he's like, I'll tell you what. Private jet in and out, $100,000. I'll do it.
Right.
And they're like, okay. And he's like, fuck, no, I got to do it.
I mean, that's what you do, though. I mean, if you're setting it to a crazy, then you kind of got to be excited. Like, holy shit, these dudes are giving me $100,000 and a private jet.
Yeah, and you got to do it.
Wayne Brady, he's got shit.
The day you book it is like, oh shit, this is gonna be good. The day it happens, you're like, oh no, this is gonna happen.
Like, that's what I have to do to get that money.
I mean, what you got to do, I guess, right? When you're kind of a, I don't know, not newer comic, but, you know, not a huge act, you got to do those kinds of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even the kind of bigger acts probably have to.
I mean, Wayne's famous as fuck, and he's still got to do it.
Well, that's $100K. That's a different.
It's a very different
yeah.
situation.
Yeah, let's not compare it, because
yeah, that is a lot I'd do for $100K.
Yeah.
Like in one shot.
Can you think of something you wouldn't do for $100K? I mean, I'm sure there's some things out there. Do we kind of get on this
kill
topic?
My mom? I don't think I'd kill my mom for $100,000.
Or on anybody, I hope.
Well, yeah, no, that's also what I meant.
Yeah. I mean, there is that number, right? There is a number to kill somebody, you think?
Yeah, of course.
For some people.
Yeah. You would kill someone for money, right?
I don't think so.
That's hard. That's a tough
Yeah,
sell.
no.
Yeah, okay. Well, neither would I.
Maybe your mom. You know what? Your mom, I'll go 25K.
Oh, boy.
Oh, shit.
I would go to the ends of the earth to hunt you. At the end of that. The greatest game. Is that what that's-
The
Most
most
dangerous
dangerous
game.
Most dangerous day.
Ice
Yeah.
Cube.
Is he in that?
Yeah. Ice Tea.
It's one
Ice Cube or Ice Tea?
Ooh, it's one of the ice. One of the
Nice.
frozen waters of music.
Who is it?
I was thinking of the short story from like 1919, so
Oh, no.
bro, not Ice-T in my version.
No, he's not. Well,
Let's
it's
Google
certainly
this.
someone that looked like him.
Hey Siri, who is in the most dangerous game? It's probably
Is
not.
the most dangerous game.
Uh,
An insane hunter arranges for a ship to be wrecked on an island.
Joel
where he can
McRae,
engage in some sort of hunting
Fay
for
Ray,
passengers,
Leslie
stored
Banks.
in original black and white.
Oh wait, that's
Why is your Siri a man? Let's get into that.
it's an Australian man.
Yeah, mine's a South
Why?
African
Because I
woman.
will not let a woman tell me what to do, especially when it comes to directions.
There it is.
Ooh.
I like that. There it is.
It's my sexist answer. It's not really true, but maybe it is.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, I mean, women get me lost. I listen to them when I'm driving for some reason. They're like, "Hey, go this way, this way." I'm like, "Are you sure?" And inevitably, I get lost
Yeah.
every time. Like, I'm done listening to women, even if it's Siri.
Yeah, but then you get to do cool shit like this. Like, hey Siri, what's my name?
You're Brandon. But since we're friends, I get to call you Daddy.
Ah, nice, nice. I mean, I could do that too.
It'd be weird if it was a guy though.
Maybe.
I'm gonna call you Dad.
It's an Australian.
I
dude.
love the implication that it's not weird that that's already programmed anyway.
Don't worry about it.
Like,
Don't worry
I
about
like it.
about what I've done with my robot. Siri's seen some shit. My Siri? Oof.
All of these series have seen some shit. If
Dude.
Siri could talk for real,
If she got sentience, it's over.
it's just a matter of time.
She has all of our secrets and just fucking.
It's coming. I mean, the way technology's going this day, it's scary. I fear technology where it's going, man. This artificial intelligence, 3D printing, Google,
Were you telling
Boston
about
Dynamics.
self-healing robots? They just a couple weeks ago figured out self-healing robots. It's like, hey, what if we didn't, man? Like,
Self-healing robots. Yeah, there's some crazy shit with robots. There's that one that was called Eater, ETR, or something like that. And it was like a battlefield type robot that was powered by organic material that it could collect. So basically, I think it could like eat a dead body and get its energy from there to continue to power itself.
that's not what you want.
That's not what you want. That's some Black Mirror type shit.
Yeah, then the robot has to decide, like, do I continue living or, do I kill these bioorg? Oh, fuck.
They're supposed to already be dead. I don't think they're supposed to kill them yet, but that's probably...
But it's going to get to
It's
that
gonna get
point
there.
to where it's like,
That's what I'm saying.
to sustain myself, I have to consume
well,
this matter.
it's already a battlefield robot, so it's presumably
Mm-hmm.
the dead are what it's killing anyway.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Ooh.
So it's just a
Yeah.
matter of, do I feel a bit
Distinguishing-
peckish right now?
All right.
Yeah, distinguishing dead and dying,
Ooh, yeah.
you know.
There's got to be a good movie out there with that.
Probably Tom Cruise.
He had that badass movie that was futuristic. Edge of Tomorrow?
Yeah, that movie had like 8 titles. It was like Edge of Tomorrow, but it was also like a different title, like Live or Die. Or it was like a weird.
Oh, okay. Live, Die, Repeat maybe type thing?
Yeah, Live, Die, Repeat.
Did you guys see that one?
Mm-mm.
Phenomenal.
Was it?
It's phenomenal.
I'll check it out.
It's like,
I've heard
it's like,
good things.
It's really good. You might not think of it because it looks like a hokey science fiction Tom Cruise thing,
Yeah.
like over the top dumb. It's fucking good.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's really good. And you turned me on. I mean, I was gonna do it anyways with that. Dolomite Is My Name,
Right?
dude.
Fucking shit, dude. That suit at the end of the movie, that black suit, like I'd wear that every day of my life.
I
That thing
watched
would
it. I
smell
watched
terrible.
it back to back, and I don't ever do that with movies. I as soon as it turned off,
Put
it was
back
over. I
on.
put it right back on. That was
It's
so
fucking
good, so good.
outstanding.
It's Eddie Murphy at his best. I mean,
Dude.
it's prime Eddie Murphy. It's Dolomite, the whole story. Like I laughed and cried.
Yeah.
Like you go through all the emotions you want in a movie, and I'm not a crier, but that shit hit me. Like, I didn't bawl, but I had a tear stream.
Where that black woman's like, nobody ever saw me on screen. It was like, oh man, like fuck.
Yeah, I got it. I got real emotional when he was like having his big show, the opening
Oh,
show. He didn't
yeah.
think anyone was gonna show up, and it was just packed house. I was like,
Yeah.
oh man, it was a beautiful story.
That's a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
You not seen it?
Really?
Oh, it's
No.
fucking
Great.
He's got dumb taste in movies. He doesn't
What do you like?
get it.
It's a good movie.
It's not even
Give us a
like-
recommendation.
He's got stupid.
Shit, I don't know. I haven't.
It's all dumb.
Not a
I
movie
haven't seen
guy.
a new movie in a long time.
He's gonna say Young Frankenstein.
Young
Shit.
Frankenstein's great.
It's not.
Is that Mel Brooks?
Uh huh.
Yeah.
I saw
Classic.
Captain Phillips the other day.
Tom Hanks?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was really good.
Haven't seen that one.
It's fantastic.
You were the captain now.
Yeah, that's
That's the one with the meme. of the
So
guy.
Jack, tell me about your little CD here. Is this your first album?
yeah. It's my first album release. It's called The Decline and Fall of Jack Merrywell. We recorded at the Rhino.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, it's about 40 minutes of material on there. It's coming out February 14th, but it's available for pre-order right now. You can go to iTunes and Amazon and type in Decline and Fall of Jack Merrywell. We're actually doing a release party at the Rhino February 13th, which I think I mentioned before. If anybody wants to come to that, it's $10 on Eventbrite right now, but if you pre-order it and bring proof of pre-order on your phone, we'll give you a free physical copy signed,
Oh,
and you'll also get in for free.
Are you doing your album when you perform? No.
I'm hosting a showcase. It's the show we've got a bunch of Kansas City's best on, and I'll probably do 10-15 minutes. I don't really know. Probably I'll do about 10 minutes of new stuff, and then maybe a bit or two off of the album, and then we'll have a bunch of other comedians come up and crush it. It's gonna be a great lineup. We've got Nick Nichols on it, Ryan Trickey, Brandon, myself,
Scarborough.
Jake Redpath. Yeah.
Maybe.
Sounds like
So
a nice show.
It's going to be a really
No
solid
women.
show.
No women?
None. Jack was adamant about that.
Yeah.
He was like, there's a broad. She's either in the kitchen or in the audience. She ain't gonna be on. I was like, hey, man, if that's how you feel.
Hopefully, you got a guy for Siri voice too.
No.
No. Better
I don't
switch
really
it up.
use Siri.
I was like, I bet you don't even have Siri on your phone. Like,
I have it.
activated.
How long did it take you to like this material? How old or how long did you work on the material for this album?
Gosh. Some of it is very old stuff.
Okay.
Some of it is, probably 5-6 years old. Some of it is written in the year leading up to it.
How long have you been doing comedy?
About 13 years.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Dang, pro.
That's right. So this is kind of the evolution of the first hour that I've created. And there's definitely bits that I used to do that didn't make it, but yeah, it's kind of what I think of as the first act I built. And now I'm working on sort of rebuilding for the second hour.
How long do you think that's going to take? Do you have an idea? Like a goal of when you want to put your next album out? Like 2 years, year?
Maybe 2 years, something
Okay.
like that. I've got an idea to do to collect some like road stories and just kind of do almost a storytelling show and put that out. But as far as like the next like true hour of like material, I'm probably sitting at about 30 minutes now, and I'd want to get that up to like 50 or 60 of just really tight stuff. So
Are you a professional comic? Is that
that's what I do.
and that's what you do?
Mhm.
God, how dope is that?
That's pretty nice.
You just travel around.
Yeah.
Just is a road dog? Is that what they would call you?
Yeah, I guess so.
Road dogging it.
Right? Is that a word that
Yeah.
you guys
Oh,
would
yeah.
use?
Yeah.
And the beauty of owning our own production company is like you can put out a product like that. Like you don't have to go through a label, and he owns 100% of that. So,
Everything goes to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty sweet.
and we did it all in house. We got our graphic people do it. We packaged it. Like everything is, he owns all of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
So like if people want stickers,
come to us. We can. And the cool thing about it is the artist
Business cards.
owns
Mm-hmm.
everything. So you're coming to us, and we're just giving you the means to create production, but we're not owning any of that production. So you're not getting into a contract. A lot of these comedy record labels, what they'll do is they're like, I'm going to front you $2,000, okay? And for a comic, it's like $2,000. Okay, I'll take it. And then it's like, but I also, your next 3 projects have to come out under my label, and you don't get paid until I make back all of whatever I put out, and you just never see your money back, and you're a slave to this company for how long do you think it would take you to put 3 quality albums out? I mean, that's
5 or 6 years.
it's a 5-6 year commitment, and you're just stuck to this label. Netflix, Jimmy Kimmel, anybody sees you, they can't use you because you're stuck to a label. With this, it's like
You're your own boss and everything. Everything's yours. That's good.
Yeah.
That's what you want. That's why I don't fuck with anybody with the podcast. Like, I just want this all.
Yeah.
This is all on me. I can say what I want. You can't cancel me, bitch. You can't cancel me. That's right. I don't have a bitch for Siri. I got the dude. Cancel my ass. You can't do it.
Is your guy British?
He's Australian.
Australian. Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman, Russell Crowe,
Ooh. Fucking Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson. Yeah.
Mel Gibson. People forget about Mel Gibson because of
Racist stuff.
the way he lived his life. But the first 1 and 3 Mad Max movies were good. The one with Tina Turner.
Lethal Weapons.
Lethal Weapons were great. Was he Mel? Oh, fuck, that's Mel Gibson too.
Mel Gibson and Danny Glover.
And George Miller's the director of Mad Max.
What else? Braveheart.
That guy's insane.
Come on, Braveheart's a classic.
I've never seen it.
Really?
Yeah. What's the other one where it's in America?
Patriot or
Never
something
seen
like
that.
that. Yeah, it wasn't very good.
I don't see that either. But that George Miller guy who does the Mad Max movies, every single character that appears on screen, he's like, I've written a novel about them. And it's like,
It's like some Game of Thrones.
that's like
shit.
crazy. Like, just like the lore he knows about these fucking, what's less than tertiary characters,
It's a big word.
That's what it's
Hey Siri, what does tertiary mean?
It's the only word I know. It's the only one I got.
Oh shit.
Third order or level. Do you want to hear the next one?
No, shut up.
What's the next one?
Quaternary would be the next one.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Damn.
Then Quaternary.
Mm-hmm.
And then Quentin Tarantino. He is the 6th most important.
And then Quentin Tarantino Volume 2.
God.
Jack, you were a big dude, 330 pounds.
Yeah.
You've got some self-discipline, it seems. That
Yeah.
you've got some event because you quit smoking weed and kind of quit drinking and then decided to lose all that weight. Was that all at the same time? Like, hey,
No. I got off the weed and booze years ago.
Okay.
And the weight was just this past year. I started swimming competitively again. I was a competitive swimmer back in like high school before I got big.
Oh, were you
Yeah.
like a shredded swimmer body?
I mean,
Dude.
I was decent,
And then it just let it go to shit?
Oh, dude. I went to a college that didn't have a swim team,
Okay.
and I started doing comedy. And it was just, McDonald's every day? Yeah,
Uh-huh.
let's do that. Let's do that for 10 years and see what it does. And just got to a point where I was like, oh, my health is not in a good spot. So I just decided to start training like I was competitively swimming again.
But how do you? I mean, you let yourself go for. It had to have been a long time to get up to 330 pounds.
I was like 10 years, yeah.
And then there was finally a point like I can't get any bigger than this. Like 330, I can't keep going. Like you just.
Well, it's just
like
how
does?
my back was hurting all the time, and like my doctor, like my cholesterol was going crazy.
Sure.
And I was like, I got to do something. I got to turn this around somehow.
But every fat person hears that, and a lot of them don't.
Like 98% of them don't do anything.
Right. So
Yeah.
like, where did that come from? To just be like, I'm gonna be that 2% that gets this shit figured out.
I don't know. I guess I just had a moment where it got to a point where I was like, I don't feel good. Now the metrics, when my health metrics started to decline, because throughout all my 20s, especially starting from being a pretty high level competitive swimmer,
Right.
even adding all that weight on, it would, all the blood tests and everything would be like, you're actually fine.
Okay.
And then once that started to go, I was like, oh, I'm either going to make it to 40 or I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of just, and then that kind of fear, and then just being like, yeah, am I going to do that to my wife or am I not going to do that to my wife? Like, yeah, I got to be here. And so I just started working at it.
How'd you do it?
I stopped eating like any fast food kind of shit for a while there. Now I've been able to reintroduce it and eat it like a normal human does.
Okay.
But for the early part, it was like really tight calorie restriction, and I just started training like a maniac. Like I would go and do 2-a-days, 2 hours at a time in the pool.
Oh shit.
And start running, start lifting.
I guess that's one of the benefits of not having like a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Not having the job you have.
Yeah, I had the huge opportunity. I took a couple months where if somebody offered me a gig, I would take it, but I wasn't actively pursuing it. So I was just like, for the most part, I was just 7 days a week. I'm just training to be an athlete again. Which I think it was a huge opportunity to just be able to do that with my life for a little bit and say, you know what, let me right this ship. Let me just focus on this. And so now I'm back to a competitive level. Like I'm going to Masters Nationals for swimming in April. My wife and I just ran a 5K this morning. And so just kind of staying at it and being consistent and working hard and in the water and trying not to eat garbage.
That's crazy that you got that kind of discipline.
Dude,
I mean,
if I did a 5K, that'd be all I did that day.
yeah,
Like
5Ks aren't that hard.
Well, okay, but I said.
I mean, once you're in shape, I mean,
I was like, nah,
it wouldn't take you that long to be able to do a 5K. It's 3 miles. It's a little over 3 miles.
3.1.
Dude, I don't think I could run a mile.
No,
No.
that's all I did this morning.
Really?
I lifted weights and did other shit, but I warmed up with a mile.
I woke up at 1:00.
Well, it's amazing when you're not doing it, like how, because like when I was swimming competitively, like in high school and early college, like I wasn't really a runner, but I was a distance swimmer, so my cardio was there,
Right.
and it's like I could just go out and run like a 5-minute mile.
Damn,
And then
that's crazy. That's crazy.
well, thank you, but like
That's sprinting the whole time.
close, yeah, it's going
Damn
pretty
near.
fast.
That's fast.
Going pretty
Oh, that's-
fast.
He's
I
got
don't know,
lungs the
13 hours
size
an
of
hour,
your
13
fucking-
miles an hour or some shit like that probably.
Yeah, but then I remember like when I was like I started running again days I couldn't get to the pool. If I was traveling, if we were in like a hotel and the pool wasn't long enough to do stuff in. And at first I couldn't do a mile at all. Like when I was still over 300 pounds and stuff. And I remember it was actually not this past Christmas, but Christmas 2018.
Mm-hmm.
I'd been working out for like a month. I ran a mile for the first time. It was like an 11-minute pace, and it killed me.
Right.
And it's just slowly kind of come down as the weights come off, and now it's like, okay, now hold 730s for a while. But
It's pretty good.
man, it's a whole process, and it's crazy to see because I had never been that far out of shape and then lost it. And it's amazing to see, like, both on the road and in the pool. Just like, oh, if you lose 10 pounds, you go a lot faster.
Yeah,
Like, you don't have to get better. You just have to get lighter, and you'll just
that makes sense.
move.
How much you weigh now?
About 220.
What do you want to be?
When I was competing, I competed at 186, I think.
For swimming?
Yeah.
They have weight divisions? And
No.
Oh,
But
okay.
that was the weight I
Oh,
hit
okay.
when I was like tapering.
That'd be an interesting way to do it.
No,
It's like
no.
the
I
worst
kind of
way to
like.
do it.
I kind of
Yeah.
like that idea. Like boxing or MMA have
Yeah.
like flyweights versus
Yeah.
heavyweights. Let's see how these 300 pounders can race
See what the big guys can do.
against each other.
But I'd like to crack under 200. Like I think I'm stronger than I was then, so I don't think I'm gonna be back down to the 180s. But I think if I was like 195,
Got that man
196,
strength now.
Yes, yeah.
Old man haymakers.
That's right.
No, there is a difference with
Dude.
old man strength versus young strength. I think. I'm
Yeah,
just telling
old
myself
men-
that because I'm 40.
Old men fight to end the fight. Young men fight to be in the fight.
Yeah,
That's kind of how I look at
that's a
it.
good
Like,
way to put it.
Yeah.
it's like Conor versus Floyd, like when they fought. Like,
Oh God, yeah.
Floyd could have ended that fight at any time.
he wanted to do it. He had a ton of money, knocking him out almost the way he did. I think he just missed out on it, but I think he was trying to do it to make his bet, whatever it was, knock him out in the 8th or whatever it was.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I think that's what his goal was.
Because he got a TKO in the 9th, didn't he?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
It's a goofy
But Conor was
fight.
going down.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it was just whenever he wanted to do it.
that's what I don't like about boxing. It's just not a real fight.
It's not a real fight. It's
just the sweet science. It's something else. It's its own sport.
especially when
Obviously.
it's a guy like Mayweather, where he's gonna make you fight his fight. Like
Yeah.
you can come at it however you want, but he's still gonna make you.
Mm-hmm.
He'll just make you do whatever he wants, and then whenever he wants to end it, he knows those exact punches to throw, and
That dude can't read.
that's true. He can read a body. He can't read a fucking like a sentence.
Isn't that amazing? Dude can't read.
Yeah, I think all that brain power went to one thing. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it. I think it's just amazing that dude that can't read is
Yeah.
one of the richest dudes, one of the richest athletes.
he had all
Ever.
that money up until like 2012. All that was in one checking account. Like, and someone had to be like, "Hey, man,
Yeah, I know you can't read.
like,
Well, let me help you out here.
this is actually insane."
Yeah.
They'd like explain, like, "Dude, so if this bank went under, you're only getting $250,000.
Damn.
Like, that's all you're getting. So you need to put the shit somewhere else."
I heard a story about Ricky Henderson, the baseball player.
Oh, that was one of my favorite athletes of all time. I love Ricky.
Dude.
Run, Ricky, run.
He was similar with his money, where like apparently one time the team was counting up their cash at the end of the year, and they're like, we have $1 million more than we're supposed to have, and they're trying to figure it out, and it was a signing bonus to Ricky that he had framed the check.
Oh,
He never
shit.
cashed or deposited. He's like, well, I have $1 million. Just put it on his wall.
Whoa. That's awesome. Ricky, I don't think was a very smart guy. I don't know much personally about him. But I don't think he didn't seem like he was interested in being smart.
I
He
have
was just
no
interested in
idea.
being super fast.
Yeah, some guys, they just,
And that's okay.
I know musicians that are like phenomenal musicians, but it's like, all right, explain what you just did. Like, I don't know.
Isn't that with like any artist though? Like it's hard. Like
It can.
You know-
there's like two sides of everything. There's like the academic route, and then there's the.
yeah, but I always go back to that old adage. Those who can't. Those that can do and those that can't teach.
Oh, for sure. But then like, there's people who come through like academic paths to learn how to do things. Like,
I need to translate this for the audience. Brandon is desperately trying to justify his bachelor's degree in jazz
that's
performance.
not true.
Ha.
It's justified.
But you were learning it, not teaching it, right?
I was learning it. Yeah, I was learning. With the intention to teach it.
Yeah. But now you don't.
No.
Now you just do it.
No, I don't do that either.
You don't do it?
No.
I thought you kind of messed around a little bit here and there with it.
Sometimes, but it's comedy full tilt now.
Right.
And helping chicks sell nudes. Still doing that.
Still doing that?
A
That's
little
so
bit.
good. That's so great.
A little bit. Not a lot.
Did it die off after a while or did you just stop pursuing it or
I just looked at how much money I made from it, and I was like,
not worth your time?
it's a weird amount to explain to the government. It's like, I'm good. It wasn't enough to like live off of, but it also wasn't enough, or it was too much to just have.
Huh.
So I was like, I'm good.
That doesn't make sense. Weren't you getting paid Were you getting paid cash?
It was like PayPal and stuff. So it was like,
Oh, okay.
There's like a trail.
There's a trail.
yeah.
So what would you have to do? Claim that as?
I just claimed it as a consulting fee.
That's what it is, right?
That is what it is,
What are these chicks? Are they claiming it, I wonder?
Hey, that's on them.
Right.
That's on them.
Huh. Well, give me your clients. I'll
Okay.
find a way to do
Yeah.
this.
Of course, that seems
Under
legal.
the table. Yeah. Yeah, I don't care about legalities here.
Yeah, we'll just do it.
Do it. Fuck it. Fuck the government.
I didn't say that.
Me
Hey,
neither.
government. I didn't.
Siri
didn't
said
say
that.
Yeah.
Fuck the government.
Actually,
Yeah. It's crazy what's going on in Australia right now. All that fire and shit.
Yeah.
Not as crazy as China. I'm afraid, man.
Dude, I don't even know like what my opinion would be about that. Like
China?
I read about this. I'm like
What,
I
that
don't even-
virus?
No, the
Oh, Hong Kong?
yeah.
Oh, I'm
like,
talking about
Oh.
the virus. Yeah, Hong Kong's a thing too. I'm talking about the coronavirus thing.
dude, a virus that kills 6 people in China. Like you know,
Oh,
how
I
many people
think it's China. You believe shit that comes out of China? That's all nothing but propaganda and state-run media.
Oh,
You're
that's
not getting
true.
the real.
If you've heard about 6, that's because there's.
I heard just today. I read something, and again, you don't know if it's true or not, but they said there was like 90,000, and
Well, that's more.
people are evacuate. Like U.S. is evacuating people out of embassies and shit from there. I think.
Okay, well that's more.
That's not good.
That's
And there's a few people in America that have traveled from here
yeah.
to here
There's
that now
2
have like
confirmed.
2. I thought it was
cases in
4,
America.
but okay.
Yeah. And
That's
well,
scary, man.
well,
That's the
Kobe
scary
Bryant
shit.
was one of them. And then
Kobe
he
Bryant, yeah.
took himself out.
R.I.P.
It was just quarantine. Is all that
yeah,
was.
he's like, yeah.
I'm doing it for the good of the people. I'm gonna just crash this thing.
That's so crazy.
It is crazy.
Kobe
guess.
Bryant.
I guess it's crazy.
He's the biggest celebrity that's died in our lifetime, I would say.
You mean like died unexpectedly at kind of a young age?
Yeah. I mean, Prince was kind of that for a while, but even Prince was kind of on the back.
Yeah,
back half
sort
of
of.
it.
He was still performing. I mean, that's why he died. He was getting shit to help alleviate his pain.
Yeah, the thing about Prince is it's like he was never going to reach the quality of his 80s stuff, but in his mind, he had surpassed, you know what I mean? Like the stuff that he was putting out to himself was the best stuff whenever he was doing it.
I mean, that's what you have to think if you're an artist.
Yeah, it's just commercially, his
Yeah.
period ended in 1992
Mhm.
in terms of like what shit people will buy in droves. You know, Purple Rain was kind of
Mm-hmm. Party like it's 1999. Classic.
great album.
Well, and that's one of those traps you can fall into as a musician is you're so much more technically adept than the general public that you can be like, oh, this is legitimately the best shit I've ever done, but that has no bearing on whether or not it's going to be popular.
Yeah.
That's true. Music's a tough nut to crack.
Yeah.
There's just too much of it out there.
Mhm.
Too much good quality music out there. I mean, I see it just like within the city and like just locally here. We've got some amazing talent, and there's some hardworking artists that are just trying to pop, and they've got the sound, they've got the quality, but they just can't pop. There's just it's an oversaturated market, and it's just there's tons of good music everywhere. It just seems, I don't know, I get these musicians in here, and it sucks because I see how hard they're working.
Yeah.
Like these guys are working their asses off all the time in the studio, writing, putting shit out, doing everything they can, and they've still only getting like, 1,000 listens a month or so or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it's not anywhere near what they want or what they should be.
Yeah.
When you see and hear how good and talented a lot of it is.
When you hear like what a Drake can do, you know, 1 billion streams in a day or whatever, it's like that really puts into perspective like you get 150 in a year. You're like, you're not even cracking the nut really.
Right.
I
a
listen
tough game.
to a lot of like Lonely Island.
What's that?
It's like comedy rap.
Comedy rap?
Yeah, like
It's offshoot of SNL, right?
yeah, they were from SNL.
Okay.
It's like Andy Samberg.
Dick in a Box, stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
They got a movie called Pop Star. It's my favorite movie of all time.
Pop star.
Pop
Was that
Star,
with that one chick? Or was that something? Superstar. It was Superstar.
Yeah, I think it's Superstar. Pop Star is Andy Samberg. It's basically a Justin Bieber parody movie,
Okay.
but it's got like the best comedic cast ever. Like fucking anyone that's ever done SNL is in that movie.
Oh, nice.
It's like it's so fucking funny. But like the soundtrack to it is super well produced,
And it's all comedy stuff?
but it's like none of this can go on the radio. So it's like imagine being a dope ass producer and making these amazing beats, but knowing there's no commercial market for it
Mm-hmm.
unless people want to listen to comedy rap. It's like, wow, you got to really back that lane because you can't give beats to you can't give that same beat to different people, you know?
Right.
you've just thrown it away on a vanity project, and you hope that it does well.
Comedy rap. Huh. Something out there for everybody.
Dude. And it's my favorite movie, so.
I mean, I guess there is some rappers out there that do funny shit. What's that dude's name?
Lil Dicky's
Lil Dicky, yeah.
probably the best at it.
Yeah. I guess he's comedy rap, huh? Kinda?
Yeah.
I guess. God,
I mean, but he's so good.
he's so prolific, too.
He certainly started out that way,
Yeah.
you know, but now he's kind of
He's got skill.
something
Dude's
else.
got some serious skill.
The way his brain works, you're like, oh, fuck.
Brain. Yeah, that's one of my favorite. Have you seen? I like his.
Pillow Talking's the best.
That's what I'm talking. Yeah, Pillow Talk is
That's
such
the
a good video.
best music video.
Uh-huh.
You seen it?
Mm-hmm.
It's the best music video.
And it's 10 minutes long or something. 10 or 13.
16.
16?
Yeah.
I'll send that to people and be like, look, I know it's a music video and it's super long, but
Yeah.
just trust me. It's so good.
Little fucking wars going on in his fucking nightstand.
Comedy.
Yeah, he's got a pilot coming out, or he's got a TV show.
Oh, I did see something for that on
It's on
Hulu or
FX.
something. FX?
Yeah. Kevin Hart's producing it.
Huh.
You get that guy to like you.
That guy does too much.
He did a documentary called "Don't Fuck This Up," and I was like, you should have called it "Don't Put This Out." 'Cause
Yeah.
dude, he did not come across very well, in my opinion.
Kevin
And-
Hart?
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know, it's just about like how hard he works, and it's like
Oh, yeah, he's one of those hard-working
he's
dudes.
almost got like a psychopathic
Yeah.
mentality in terms of success. Like he just relentlessly pursues it, and it's like, dude, I don't know that the general public should be aware of how
Crazy you are.
this machine works. You know, I don't think that.
I think he said his goal is to make $1 billion.
Yeah, that's a crazy goal.
That is it.
You shouldn't have that goal.
No, you shouldn't.
It's not a good goal to have.
No.
Like you shouldn't. You can't spend that much money.
Yeah. Unless he, yeah. I don't know what
Yeah, it's.
kind of brain.
He's like, I gotta leave something for my kids. Like you can leave
Something?
$20,000 for your kids, and they'll be fine. Like
All Trump needed was $1 million.
that's all he needed to. And look what he did.
Look what he did with it.
Look what he did.
Look what he did.
Oh.
That dude's something else, man. I think he's a comic.
Oh, for sure. When I saw that he was still touring, I was like, oh man.
Trump?
Dude, he got
The
he
rallies.
got the gig and he's still touring. I'm like, hey, good for him.
I think he's a comic. I think the dude's fucking hilarious.
It's
I
like
think
when
he's
you'd
playing
see-
everybody.
It's like when you see Leno pop into a comedy club. It's like, aren't you on TV tonight? Like, don't you have another job to be doing?
Yeah. Does he do that still?
Leno?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
does
he?
never quit.
Leno
Really?
never stopped touring.
He never touched his Tonight Show money.
Yeah.
He just lives
Oh,
off of
I think I heard
his
that.
his act.
Yeah.
Wow. Dude made some.
Every day I walk a
Wow.
mile on stage. And that's his whole thing. He never touched his Tonight Show money. And it's like, you sure got a lot of it. Like,
What's he doing with it? Just letting it collect interest and
he doesn't have kids.
just has cars.
He's got a bunch, but he doesn't spend the money on the. It's like, dude,
If you don't need to, I guess you don't need to,
but
right?
where's that money gonna go?
Just in his bank account.
He's old as fuck. He's got a wife that's old as fuck. Like, where's that gonna go?
Yeah. Oh, speaking of wives, Jack,
Hmm.
were you 330 pounds while you were married?
Oh yeah.
And did she see you get big? Like, how long were you guys together? Like, did she see the gradual incline of?
She's known you since college.
She's known me since I was small, but when we got married, I was big.
Did she get big too?
No.
She was and she was cool with you getting that big, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's an interest. That's a dynamic there. I mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I've always told, I was married a long time ago, and I always told her, I was like, look, if you ever get big, shit ain't gonna happen. Like, for real. I mean, we gotta. I don't know. I was just.
That's
I'm.
a crazy conversation to have with a person.
But you have to. You got to be upfront with people beforehand. Like,
have
here's
to.
what I
Yeah.
expect. I don't expect you to turn into
See, I think
a
a lot
monster.
of people.
You know, I'm sorry.
I think a lot of people don't have that conversation.
You have
If we're
to.
being honest, I think a lot of people.
If it's important to you, it's important to me to be attractive to the person I'm with.
yeah, I
and
think
I'm
a
not
lot of
attracted
people
to-
they feel that, but they can't communicate it, and so they'll just grow apart.
Yeah.
And then there's like 4 or 5 years of resentment, and then it's like, hey, we're sleeping on different ends of this house. We should probably just get a divorce or whatever. You know, like I don't think a lot of people have like a "if you get ugly, I'm out" conversation. I don't think
It's important. Communication is important. That's part of it. You gotta. I mean, it's ugly, but you gotta. I don't know. To me, I'm honest with my relationships on what I want, what I expect, and I hope they do the same to me. I'm not gonna get fat. I'm gonna stay as attractive as I can to you, for you. Like I'm gonna.
You're a good looking guy.
I don't mean it that. Yeah, I don't mean it like that. I just mean I'm not gonna let myself.
I haven't been in a relationship in forever.
You don't need to be.
Fucking years. And
Good.
I remember one time a girl mentioned that I was putting on some weight, and I was like, I don't want to talk about this with you. And then we just never brought it up, you know? Just never.
It's a touchy subject.
We kept going for a while, too. We just never brought it up again.
You looking to be in a relationship?
So, Jack, tell us about the album.
Next subject. Sure, touchy subject.
No, I don't know.
I'm anti-relate. I'm not.
I got some people that I'm like, ooh, if I could make it work with her, I would make it work with her.
Well, that's cool.
But then I got some other people that I'm like, I wouldn't mind fucking you every couple of weeks and have my own space. So
I think especially for an artist type person, it's important if you can. I mean, you got to find the right person that's going to allow you to have that pursuit and to understand that situation.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not already married, like as long as you have been, and with someone for that long, to expect someone like you to.
At this point, I got to meet someone who is in it. You know what I mean? Like they see the end game.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how much I want them to participate in the end game. You know what I mean? Like I don't want like a business partner. Like your wife's your business partner. You know, like I don't know that I want. I don't know what I want.
Okay, that's fair.
In that respect. But then I've got like this one girl that I'm like, if she were down, I would make any sacrifices needed.
This dude's going through water. No, he's good.
I'm good. Thank you.
Well, he's a
Can't
fish.
believe you don't have to pee yet.
No, he does. He does. Trust me, he does.
I do. I've had to pee for fucking 30 minutes.
He's
now.
pissed himself probably 6 times.
God, maybe that's what I need for the show's a
I'm over
catheter.
here fucking just dealing with it, but no, it's fine.
I got to mop their hard floors.
Okay, this will be fine. This will be easy.
I'm gonna piss. That's what I'm gonna do.
Guys,
You guys want to talk for a minute?
Okay.
Or do you want me to pause this?
We can pause it.
Pause it? All right.
Let's do like a hard.
Don't call it a comeback.
You know, I've worn green every time I've come here. Every time.
Yeah.
I've worn a green shirt. And
I thought you wore that one. No, that's not a Roots of Fight. Didn't you? Was
This
your
is
last
also
one?
a Roots of Fight.
Okay.
It's a different one, though. First time was Ninja Turtles, I think.
Gumby.
Gumby. It was Gumby, then it was Freddie Roach.
Yep.
And then.
What do you got on today?
Muhammad Ali.
Nice.
Rumble the Jungle.
Nice.
That year. Yeah.
Yeah, I like those Roots of Fights.
They're fucking great shirts. There's so many of them.
Mm-hmm.
So many of them.
Did they come out with some baseball ones or something recently?
Yeah, they got baseball.
Babe Ruth or something?
Basketball. I don't know if I don't know if they have Babe, but they've got baseball, basketball, football. They got Shaq. They got Rodman, but they don't have Laker Shaq. They have like the rights to Shaq, but they don't have the rights to the Lakers, so they can't use like purple and gold.
Well, he's a Orlando Magic guy anyways. That's what I associate him with.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Yeah.
See, for me, he'll always be a Celtic.
What?
See, I'm a Cavaliers Shaq. That guy played for some teams, man.
He played for a bunch of teams.
Yeah.
He went on that road tour at the end of his career where he's like, I got one more in me.
Yeah,
got one more.
No, you don't. Stop.
I love that dude. Now he's a DJ.
Yeah. Yeah. He was always a rapper, kind of.
Yeah, Diesel. That was his first album.
Yeah, he's got video games.
Shaq Fu.
He's got a number of video games. There's this Nintendo Switch game. It's like the Return of Shaq Fu. And it's like, dude, his marketing team is on fire.
The dude's just easily marketable. I mean, he's just a big, friendly dude. I mean, it can't be that hard to market that guy. He marketed himself. He's just that dude.
Yeah, if you can't make Shaq work, you've got...
Shaq makes it work himself.
Right.
I mean, he always did. I mean, before he was even the pros. I mean, he was making it on his own by breaking backboards.
Dude, he was very... I remember there's like a Bernie Mac stand-up clip. Bernie Mac used to have a club in Chicago. and Shaq happened to be there, and he was like still, I think he was at LSU at the time, and he was famous enough that Bernie talking about this guy was something that everyone understood.
Right.
So
Yeah, not
Reese's
many.
always had it.
Yeah, not many college people can pull that off.
Yeah.
Boy, you got that extra mic that really picks up that train. I
That
love it.
Zion
We got the
Willi-
train mic.
That Zion dude's pretty good too.
Yeah, they say he's the next
He's
LeBron, MJ, Kobe.
Hopefully not Kobe.
At least not till he's retired.
41, man.
Oh shit!
41 years old.
Oh my gosh, I'm
Oh.
40. That could have been me
You
in
got
that
one
copter.
more. Yeah. Well, did you go to prom with Brandy or?
Yeah, I wish.
Dude, that's how fucking Kobe's another level. Like just,
Yeah.
he's the first guy to not go to college, go straight to the NBA, or at least the most notable.
Mm-hmm.
Like of those first.
Yeah,
guys.
is that? Yeah, then they switched the rules
They
up after him.
changed the rules to where you have to do 2 years.
Is it 2 years or just a year? I think basketball is just a year.
It's a year if you go to college, but it's 2 years if you don't, I think.
Huh. That's weird.
Because it was like LeBron was another one. Because LeBron didn't go to college.
Yeah, that's right.
LeBron was, I think, the last time they allowed that.
That dude looked old even then.
You look at pictures of like old, fucking 18-year-old LeBron. It's like,
Receding hairline.
okay. That's
Right,
just
that's-
alpha male energy that he's had coursing through his body since.
Is that what it is? It's not any kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So balding is a result of excess testosterone.
That's what
No.
bald people like to tell themselves.
I'm not bald, so
I know you know,
I-
but
I
that's,
got-
that's
But you are
that,
gullible.
But yeah, that's the propaganda.
right.
The bald people are out
that-
there. I'm bald, but I got so much testosterone. That's why.
Okay.
It's like, fuck you. Let's go do a blood test right now. My testosterone's just fine.
Okay. All right.
I got all my hair. That's
How
what I'm
much
talking. I
testosterone
want
do you have?
science involved with this, not
Okay.
hearsay.
I only want hearsay.
It's more fun.
Science is, it's almost never on my side.
No,
I found
I love science.
facts almost never pan out for me, so I just baseless speculation is kind of what I
Yeah.
trade in.
Whatever floats your cardboard boat.
I did not believe that Kobe died when I heard about it. Like we got in the car and he just said, he was like, "Oh yeah, Kobe Bryant died," and I was like, "Cool."
It's weird. I wasn't like a fan of his, so
Yeah,
it
me neither.
doesn't touch me. It doesn't hit me.
It's just
That's-
weird.
Mac
That's a
Miller.
fun moment, by the way, when you tell someone something like that and they don't believe you, and you just
you
know.
get to see them go.
I just get to
through-
watch him be like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah.
It does take a minute with
Yeah.
a big name like that. Like, huh? Oh shit, 41
But it's like oh, man,
helicopter crash. What a weird way to go.
yeah, but it's like, he's not like a public figure anymore, really? I
No,
mean,
you're right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's weird to think about. Like, would this have had the impact it would have had in his prime? You know, like the Iverson days. If that Kobe Bryant died in a fucking plane crash, you'd be like, the blow would be of the nation or something. But now it's like
Yeah.
almost like a footnote.
The guy's
That was earlier
retired.
than it could have been.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it is weird
But like now
because he's
it's,
retired, so we don't really care. He's not shooting the ball anymore. It's
Yeah. I mean,
he's
he
just
was
a
just
dude.
making weird public statements. The other day he was on record as saying, like, he's like, there's like 4 or 5 people in the WNBA that could play in the NBA. And it's like,
there's not one.
there's not.
Well, that's part of the woke culture, I bet.
But
He-
Kobe Bryant certainly isn't part of the woke culture.
You don't think so? After that incident, you don't think he suddenly had to at least pretend to be woke?
I think he was such an alpha competitor. I mean, maybe he saw something in a couple of girls that if they were in men's bodies, they would be elite level competitor. But like, as it stands, no.
The way Kobe was, I feel like that's less. Hey, these ladies can really play, and more. Fuck 5 guys in the NBA.
That's
Oh,
also
that's
true.
true. Yeah,
That's
that's a good
also
point.
true.
Yeah.
He's probably
Hey, the second half of that sentence is, and I can name 30 guys that should be in the WNBA.
Yeah, no kidding. That's
Yeah.
true.
Dude. Yeah, those fucking alpha athlete dudes, they just ruthless.
Yep.
But efficient, man. That guy used to study. I'm not a huge Kobe Bryant fan, but I heard that he would study animals and like the kinesiology of various animals.
Mambas mostly.
Yeah, nice.
Now he was into like leopards and shit like that, like the mechanics of how their body moved and like to see what he could take from like that.
He's like, tight, let's biped this up.
He's like weird on that like brain tip, like just of like I want to know.
He would dunk on someone and then drag their corpse into a tree with him. So I learned this from a jaguar.
Yeah.
He just wanted to be like the absolute best, and towards the end of Costa's team, obviously, like nobody wanted to play with him. Like you're.
That's how almost all of them. I mean, that's how Jordan was too. People didn't like Jordan. They didn't want to. They didn't like playing with him. I mean, he'd try to. He would like not fight people, but damn near fight his own teammates.
Yeah. Kobe was like such a relentless, like, if you're coming to practice, he's going to practice at least a minute longer than you.
Oh, yeah.
Like, no matter how long you can go, he's going to go just because he can. And it's like, I don't have that. Whatever that is.
This podcast, I get a lot of guests on here that have that kind of similar type issue or similar type things where I just don't understand. Like, I'm talking to you how you did all the shit you did. Like, that's incredible. Like, quitting everything, losing all that weight. Like, I don't know where that comes from some certain people, where you go from being a stoner all day, every day to just a 180 and switching everything around. Like, I tell myself to do things like that all the time. I know shit that I'm doing wrong, that I could be like, if I just eliminated this out of my life and focused more on this, I could be better at life.
Well,
but I can't make that switch. I don't have that discipline. I don't have.
It's a discipline thing. It's got to be.
Well, and I don't really experience it quite that way, because it's like the way I was when I was heavy is just hating it and just being like, man, I got to do something. I got to change something, and it just never took. And it just eventually get to a point where you get the right circumstances, shit scaring you, or the right realization of, you got to take responsibility for this.
Yeah.
And I guess it changes, and then you just got to survive the change long enough to ingrain it as habit. That's the biggest thing. Because once you come out the other side of it becoming, oh, this is just how my day is, it's easier. It's not uncomfortable. But
because you're vegan now, so you know.
Yeah. Why'd you go vegan?
You've been vegan
for
forever.
ethical reasons.
Oh, okay.
And my wife and I went vegan together about 4 or 5 years ago.
Huh.
And I didn't actually lose any weight from it, because
you're just against factory farming or animals dying, or what's the ethics behind it?
Just the idea that sentient animals are deserving of life and their rights.
Yeah.
Jeff Dye stopped eating pork because he met a pig. He was telling me about it. He met a pig.
Pigs are really close to us.
Yeah,
he's like people that are in survive fires where people died very often have to stop eating pork because it's the same smell.
Same smell
of people burning and pigs cooking.
Not bacon.
Cannibalism. So like old cannibal recipes, and I don't know how real they are, but anytime cannibalism is referenced as like a delicacy, it's called long pork because the texture and taste are most similar to pork.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I haven't spent a whole lot of my life thinking about what human flesh or meat would taste like.
You will.
But I have thought about it. I'm a hunter.
Yeah.
I believe in killing animals and eating them. I'm all about that.
Yeah.
And I've thought about what kinds of different meat. I think about all kinds of different meats. I want to eat a penguin so bad. But
that's insane. That'd be mostly bones.
I don't know.
There's
I guess
probably very little meat. There's probably a lot of fat. But
I want to cook it like a turkey.
I don't think you could.
I don't know. Why not? It's a bird. It's got a cavity. It's got a breast. It's got.
Okay.
I mean, it's probably the size of a football. But you stuff it.
Emperor penguin.
You know, I mean, you can look if you can cook a Cornish game hen, you can cook a fucking.
You can
penguin.
cook anything. Look, I think it's not going to be good.
I don't know. I just one of those things I want to try, and so I've thought about what humans would taste like for sure.
Yeah, pork.
Pork makes sense. I never thought. Yeah, but that does make sense, huh? Yeah, the other white meat. At least for two of us here.
Well.
Hey-o.
And I wish,
You wish you were white?
God, of course.
Really?
If we're being honest.
Let's be honest.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that'd be great. Like a level playing field. That'd be. Yeah. No, I think about it a lot.
About being white?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like
Is that because you grew up around all white people and you know how they think, and that was?
I know how you guys think. That is true. But like, I also know, like, when I walk into a room, I'm still like an other. It's like, ooh, what if I didn't have that? Like,
you mean right now you think when you walk into a room you're an other?
Not necessarily this room, but like certainly.
Sure.
Like, I was at a bar last night. Certainly I was the only black person in that bar.
Okay.
And I know that if not everyone, someone noticed.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Someone's like, oh, then now there's a black guy here. It's like when you see like a Middle Eastern person with like a turban,
Mm-hmm.
You don't know anything about that person, but you're just like, the energy of this room is a little bit different because he's in here, and
Okay.
So I mean, maybe there's advantages.
No,
to
I understand.
Black. I've definitely, there's some chicks I've been with that have been with me because they've heard it or they've seen from porn,
the stereotype,
the propaganda.
Sure. The funny thing is that is propaganda,
and
it's always been with the disenfranchised.
It started with the Jews.
Started with Jews.
Started
it
with
was,
the
It was
Jews.
big with the Irish. It's gone.
They had comically overstated sexual drives, and even before the Jews, the Romans and shit.
Yeah.
Big dicks were seen as like a comical
barbaric
thing. Yeah, like
it was barbaric.
You have a big dick? That means you have a small brain. Like, you're an idiot if you have a big dick. And it's like,
if you look at all the art, like the statues and stuff, they all have tiny dicks.
The smallest dicks possible,
mm-hmm.
because that's more masculine to them. And it's like, it's weird how that does not reflect itself in porn at all. Like, if you saw a tiny dick in porn and you didn't seek that out, you'd be like, what the fuck?
Who is seeking that out?
Oh, there's someone.
Probably
there is,
enough
right?
people, yeah.
There's got to be a market.
Oh, for sure.
It's got to be. We should look up on Pornhub and just type in tiny dick.
I just realized that Pornhub saves every video that you look at.
To what?
So, like, I have an account. So, like, every video that I've ever seen is on.
Well, that's okay.
No, it's not.
It's just that you just looked at it. That doesn't mean that's what you're into.
Right, but, like, sometimes I go back and I'm like, oh, man, that was quite the rabbit hole you went through. Like, and it's chronological, so you can like see the. You
can see the transition that the steps of. You started here, and now you need something freakier and freakier every time. You see that graph going higher and higher.
Thank God it doesn't tell you like what I searched for.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So what's your vice, Jack?
Good luck.
I don't know, man.
Good luck.
You gotta have something.
Right.
It used to be. It used to be McDonald's.
It used to be McDonald's. Used to be weed, and I feel like I feel like those are probably still the vices. It's just I'm
okay.
Them.
No, that's a great answer.
There's not active vices. He doesn't have
perfect.
Like whereas I'm like, you have mushrooms? I'll do mushrooms.
Yeah.
I have so much shit to do today, and I should not have done that, but I don't. It's fine.
You're gonna be fine. You're gonna pull through.
I imagine I will survive this.
Yeah.
It's a strong possibility.
I don't think it killed me, and I think we've probably weathered the worst of it. And I can't say we came out better, but we certainly did it.
You did it.
Well, that's true.
We watched you do it.
You guys watched it happen. You guys allowed it to happen. You guys were enablers.
That's what I am. I don't tell other adults what to do. I won't let Siri tell me what to do, and I won't tell other people what to do. You live your life, man.
That'd be just a great business card to have. Just enabler. I'll let you decide what that means.
Yep.
Oh, wow. My business card used to say, when I was a dating coach, used to say facilitator of life-changing events.
Ugh.
Dating coach.
Yeah, it was like 21.
The hell was a dating coach involved? Like, what is that?
So that's when like pickup artistry was big.
Oh, okay.
So like
Mystery.
Neil Strauss, like all those guys.
The Game.
Yeah, we were on the forums and
Okay.
trading our stories of like, I would have closed, but then it's like, no, you almost raped someone. Is what that story is. Like looking back, it's like, yeah, man, it seems like you were. You got told no a bunch, and you didn't quite pick up on the.
Now that's an interesting scene, or I don't know. I'm sure it's still out there. I've seen.
Oh, it's definitely still out there.
The pickup artist scene, PUA.
It's kind of grown into the men's rights activism community. Once I saw those guys kind of like looking at us as heroes, I was like, I should get out of this. And then I was already doing comedy by then, so I was like, this is.
Oh, so you were doing like the teaching dudes how to pick up women.
We had a house down on the plaza. Dude, we were very serious about this.
Really?
Yeah.
So how many of you pickup artist coaches? Is that what you guys were, pickup artist coaches?
There's
Is
like
that
7 of us. Yeah, there's like 7 of us. We all had our like nicknames and.
What was your nickname?
Spot.
Spot?
Because I was the only black guy. If you took a picture of us, I would be the Spot.
That's interesting.
Yeah, man. No, dude, there was and $250 an hour, 3-hour minimum. You know, we were just stacking paper from these fucking business dudes. You know, hey, I'm 50 years old, millionaire, never had sex with a woman.
No way.
Yeah, dude. A lot of guys like, you know, you look at Floyd Mayweather, can't read.
Right.
You know, like a lot of guys just compartmentalize and prioritize like business, and so they're just like, I'm gonna do super good at this, and then they reach whatever zenith they go to, and they're like, oh fuck, this is hollow. Like, I have this beautiful house, and I've never known the touch of a woman, and I'm 50.
Isn't that what you do it for? I mean, isn't that? I guess that's my ignorance, but I think
But
people
they-
want to be millionaires to have the dope house to get that
I
trophy
think
wife
they
or
thought
whatever.
that
You know what I
it
mean?
came with it. I think they
And it
thought
doesn't?
that at some point it doesn't have to. You know what I mean? Like if you're just going from boardroom to boardroom, meeting to meeting, and
You can accumulate the tools without knowing how to utilize them.
yeah,
I would think at that point though, if you got $1 million, you got women just throwing themselves not at you, but at least.
think about how many lawyers you know.
Mm-hmm.
Think about how many look like you, and then think about how many don't look like you.
Okay.
Like some of these guys are just anonymous blobs, and no chick is gonna walk up and talk to them. And
That makes sense too.
so they just
Yeah, how do you work in? Also, I have $1 million.
yeah.
they just don't develop any social skills.
By the way,
So we would just take those guys and like
that's not a rental.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. I own that car and this building that we're in, you know.
Right.
But it was just law of averages. It's like if you just talk to more girls, you'll have success. But they didn't
know how to open.
know anything. So it's like we just give them the basics of tools, and they're seeing dramatic growth because it's like
Really? Like your shit was working?
Dude, he's still using the terminology like he's in the boardroom of this fucking company. They're seeing dramatic growth year over year.
well, I mean, it's like so
The
you
quarter's almost out. The pussy index is up.
Yeah.
you see dramatic growth in anything you do at the beginning of it. You know, like when you were a comedian, your first set to your 5th set was probably a remarkably different person. You know what I mean? And so just imagine that you're seeing a grown man do that. It's like, you know,
Was it fun? Were you getting any kind of? I mean, like, were you getting like satisfaction of these dudes? Of like, hey, I've taught this dude to actually do it, and he closed the deal. Like, was that like?
yeah,
sweet?
we were kind of bought into the system. Like we were just, you sort of start drinking your own Kool-Aid and you're like, we're changing people's fucking lives. And it's like,
But you were, right?
yeah, sure. I mean, I look back and a lot of it's like kind of rapey stuff.
You were
So
unleashing creeps into the world.
Yeah. I was giving,
But only seeing the feedback from the creep side of it. So you're like, well, this is we
Yeah,
were
yeah,
affecting
yeah.
positive change in lives, but not even seeing the other half that was how many fucking women got put in awful situations because of the motherfuckers you were empowering to
Yeah,
go
yeah.
after them.
Okay, what kind of situations would be kind of sketchy, kind of
Well,
distasteful?
some of the guys that like we were kind of like, so we gravitated towards like the Neil Strausses and like the stuff like that. But then there's guys like Ross Jeffries, who's like, his whole thing is like neuro-linguistic programming. So like I can have a conversation with you, and I'm dropping words in that are making you suggestible. And
Okay.
it's like, at that point, like, how much of this is a willing thing versus a coerced thing? Like how much of this is something that
Almost hypnotic.
yeah, like, is this something that this person would agree to again? Like, I don't know. I started looking at it, and it's like, this is not. First of all, we're giving too many weird fucking guys like literal like kryptonite, and it. I don't know. Just stopped being appealing pretty quickly.
With great power comes great responsibility, and these people were not responsible.
Right, dude. Imagine like the fucking guys that get told no, like the movie Joker. Imagine if that guy got pussy. Like, imagine someone can teach that guy to get pussy.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, on a certain level, he starts thinking, I deserve pussy. And I deserve it from these beautiful, or whatever he's into. But it's like, you don't deserve anything. You know what I mean? You can certainly be rewarded with or earn certain things, but, like, you don't deserve access to another person's body. And,
Right.
That's kind of what turned me off. It's just seeing, like, we would help these guys and then just seeing how they would pervert it into, like, we are meant to, and it's like, I'm good. And some of them are still, some of the guys I know are still in it, and it's like, dude.
Still teaching it? Are the crew that you were running with, are they still?
They're not, no one, I don't know that anyone still teaches it, but I know guys that still live by it, and, like, this guy's, like,
That's
wife.
got to be an uncomfortable aging process.
Yeah.
Still being in that shit.
Yeah. No, dude, I know guys, like, this dude's been in it. He started at 17, and so, like,
Holy cow.
he's been in it his whole life. And he's like, yeah, my wife is she's an HB 6+5. Yeah, it's like, oh, dude, like, just call her your wife, like, you don't have to rate your wife's attractiveness, and, like, it's like sickening kind of like ugh.
And he sells nudes on the internet.
I don't. Okay, guys. Nope. Which camera? No. What I do is I allow people the opportunity to make money. So
He's not pimping. He's pimp adjacent.
Yes.
It's a gray area, but the gray area has a very loud hat.
certainly a purple area. But yeah, that's a weird life that guy's got. Fucking all the way bought into. Like,
And that's still going on. It is.
yeah, all the men's rights stuff, dude. So
I don't pay too much attention to the men's right activist stuff.
So they're on the fringes of, like, the Second Amendment stuff, like I don't care what you do with a gun. If you got a gun in here, that's cool, But if you're wearing military fatigues at Target and you didn't serve,
Oh yeah.
and you've got like a fucking, there's a dude with like a 5-foot sniper rifle, and it's like,
those dudes are weird.
That's not for protecting your home, man.
Right.
It's not for.
Is that the measurement you use to describe a gun? He's got a 5-foot sniper rifle.
Well, that was just like the Twitter headline. It was like,
Oh, okay.
This dorky fucking dude with this poorly fitting military uniform, and he had this fucking long ass knife, and it's like,
He's just LARPing at that point.
it's like, dude, that is an anti-material weapon that can fucking decimate a soldier in a tank. And it's like, you have that for your house? Like, what? It serves no practical purpose, and it's only to compensate for some sort of lack in your psyche or something.
Brain.
Like I said, have guns, hunt, do whatever you got to do. But at a certain point, it's like, you don't need overkill.
Yeah.
I look at like my character in Fallout, and it's like, you can just carry a bunch of shit on you, and it's like, yeah, I usually have like a rocket launcher on me, and it's like I don't need that, and I'll never use it, and I shouldn't even have it. But there it is.
There it is. There it is, everybody.
There it is.
Let's wrap this up in a nice little bow.
Ooh. Album promo?
Album
Show?
promo. See how will there be a point where this will be available on like Spotify?
On the 14th, it'll be on. I think all the major streaming services.
Okay.
Everything.
Yeah, it's coming out on everything.
How do you want people to? What is your? If you could tell people to access this, do you want them to buy the physical copy, iTunes, Spotify? Like, what's the most beneficial way for people to listen and enjoy this?
I would love it if people would pre-order the digital copy on iTunes or Amazon's.
Okay.
iTunes or Amazon.
Yeah.
I like it.
iTunes. Just the one.
Yeah, just get
I like
one
it.
iTunes.
Just get
please.
one iTunes.
iTunes, YouTube.
That would definitely help me out as far as charting on the day it comes out. Trying to get as high as we can on the iTunes comedy charts.
Day of is the biggest. I mean, unless you're Jim Gaffigan, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but the pre-sales and the first day sales on iTunes are the biggest thing. But to be honest, anybody who wants to seek it out and support me with a listen or a buy, whatever's most convenient for you would be fantastic.
And the name of it and how you want people to get it. I mean, it's called. I mean, you go ahead.
It's The Decline and Fall of Jack Merrywell. If you want a physical copy, you can get it on my website, jackmerrywell.com. Digitally, right now, you can pre-order it on Amazon or iTunes, and then it'll come up on any streaming service you can imagine.
Google Play, Spotify.
Yep.
Tidal.
Yep.
Tidal's checks are nice.
Yeah, and that's February 14th is the release date.
It's awesome, man. I had no idea. Brandon reached out to me and said, I got a buddy that has an album coming out. Can I get you on the show? I was like, all right, dope.
Yeah.
And then I started looking. I was like, what kind of music does he play? I had no idea you were a comic. I thought it was like musician type stuff. I was like, all right, I can't wait. And then I started looking up, I was like, well, shit, I don't see anything on Spotify. Every musician has shit on Spotify. I was like, all right, well, let me just YouTube this dude real quick. And then comedy stuff came out. I was like, oh, album. Maybe it's a comic. And so then I started, it can't, if you just YouTube your name, Kansas City comic stuff pops up. I was like, oh, okay.
But so most artists don't even know how to get on iTunes or Spotify. And that's kind of what we're helping people do with Confident Squid is like, all of that stuff is not intuitive to being an artist. We've kind of talked about like, you focus on one level of a thing, and like Floyd Mayweather wouldn't know how to book a fight. You know what I mean? Like he wouldn't know the mechanics that, like a Leonard Ellerby or like what's that fucking guy, the big promoter, Al Heyman.
Don King.
No, not Don King. Al Heyman. He wouldn't know the mechanics that go into that, but he still needs that aspect. So we're like, hey. You don't have to know how to get on Spotify, but we'll get you there. You don't have to know how to design an album front to back, inside and out, but if you just have the concept, we can get you from concept to execution.
It's a huge part of the battle.
Painlessly, pretty much. I mean,
yes. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't consider myself an artist per se as a podcaster, but
neither would
I. Clearly.
No.
But there is, with certain things like this, like I don't know how to promote. I don't know how to. There's only so much. I know how to podcast.
Yeah,
that's what I know how to do, and I think a lot of artists are like that. I mean, I see with the rappers that I have on. They're like, I know how to rap, but I don't know exactly how to promote my shit and do all this other stuff. So it's cool that you guys have that little thing out there. And all kinds of artists you guys want to work with, or is it just kind of we just want musicians and comics, or like
everything?
Any kind of, okay.
We're open to anything.
Anybody who needs
we just want to help people execute dreams. You want to shoot a special, you want to do whatever you want to do, we can help you do it. Social media help, we got people that do that. We got a team. Confident Squid. How do people out there find that? We're going to be launching February 1st, confidentsquid.com, Confident Squid on Facebook. Phenomenal. Yeah. Jack and Brandon, you guys were the shit. I appreciate you guys. Dude. Appreciate you guys coming in here. And anytime. Yeah, thanks for having us. Hell yeah. Cool. When's your show? That's it. February 17th at the Rhino. It's a Monday. It's President's Day, so hopefully some people have off. I'm telling people now,
call in sick to work the next day, or ask for it off now.
Yeah.
Come late. Come have a fucking party. It's
Yeah.
going to be a good time. It's a really unique show. 2 awesome comics. My dumbass with a great guest that I'm going to interview, and then 2 music acts that I stand behind. Like, these are legit music artists. It's going to be a good time. Drink, smoke, whatever you people want to do. Just party it up. Call in sick the next day. And yeah, February 17th at the Rhino. Tickets will be for sale on probably Monday or Tuesday. They're $10 on Eventbrite before the show and $15 at the door.
Dope.
That's it.
And when does this go live, this episode?
I don't know. A couple weeks.
Okay.
I'll let you guys know.
Cool.
What date are we? It's February 20-something today. I will get it out before your release. Let me look at the calendar real quick. Well, fuck it. Let's end the show, and then I'll let you guys know. Thank you guys again.
Yeah.
definitely.
We're out of here. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.